Clobberin time it is. Yes, everyone. Oh, okay. Yeah, everyone. Can you hear me? Well, if you can't, that's all right because it's kind of an impromptu thing. Sorry, everyone. Dead space there. I apologize, everyone, having a bit of a technical kerfluffle, as we always do. Well, here we go. But I think we're up and running now. All right, I think I got it all straight now. Let's see. Well, I don't even know if I'm being heard. I probably had a lot of dead air, but no one was here anyway, were they? Let me see here. Oh, there we go. Hey, Paulie. I have like a Flash isn't able to make it tonight, so I have a friend that's going to be stopping in to talk about Star Wars a little bit. It's kind of just an open geek, but welcome everyone. Open Geek Talk Clobberin Time issue number 9, aka 709, as a matter of fact. And I don't know, a very nice lady who knows a whole hell of a lot about Star Wars and is doing a little stream thingy right now may join us, Stephanie JANICZEK. And we'll get a little bit of an update, talk a little bit about Star Wars if you got any Star Wars fans out there. Let me see. Yeah. I was doing a sound check. Sorry about my Paulie. Hey man, dude, I know you got a show coming up tomorrow night. Anyone out there who may and we don't really have anyone in the chat now, but anyone who does hear this or hears this later, join him on his show tomorrow night. Stephanie!
Hey man.
Oh, hey, thanks for on the short notice there. I just saw you were doing one little impromptu live stream, which mine is kind of at the last notice, last minute also.
Yeah, well, there's a lot going on, and in my little group, we were talking about going live last night about this stuff, and then it didn't happen, and today everything just kind of came to a head, and I'm like, we gotta talk about this, and no joy. So I'm raring to go. I mean,
Nice.
There's shit going down.
Nice. Oh well, that is fantastic. It's been 2 years since we've. Well, that was when I was over on Blog Talk Radio. I just made the move over to YouTube.
Yeah.
After 11 years and 700 episodes over there.
Yeah.
And so obviously I don't have a lot of subscribers yet. Doomcock's going to be helping me out with that though. He's been on my show and I've been on his a couple of times. He just hit 199K. That man.
I know he did.
On fire. And I love him. He's a cool dude.
Yeah, he is. And he's a straight shooter. And I think part of the reasons why I have so much respect for him is because he really does his homework. So he's not, you know what I'm saying? He does. He looks at everything before he reports something. And and that's the thing. And he's never wrong. I mean, I wanted him to be so wrong about Tross. And then we find out we were right about it, but Kathleen Kennedy screwed us over.
Yes.
And that was, man, when I heard that she did that, I was like, You fucking bitch. You know? I'm sorry, I dropped an
Oh,
F
that
bomb.
fuck that. Hey, she's she. I don't want to use the H word. The F word's fine. I try not to say hate, but it comes close to hate. To hate with me with that woman
Oh,
and many others. I
she,
try not to hate anybody, but you know how it goes.
well, you try not to, but with some people you can't help it. I mean, she's
Yeah,
just, but when,
I do have a
but
list. Yes.
yeah, I have a list too.
Oh man,
It's
years
long,
ago, it's a long
it's,
one.
yeah,
Years ago, I had an annual event that I did at the beginning of every year on my show till enough people bitched and moaned about it. It was called the annual ball kick list. And anyone in George R. Abrams kept making the top of the list, so it just wasn't it wasn't fair. But I do a
yeah,
top tenner, and then I would do a Hall of Fame, and we had a lot of fun. That was when not everyone in the grandmother had a podcast back then, so
yeah, yeah.
everyone would join in, and I had it never failed. Well, don't you think that's violent? Don't you think? I said no, it's a joke for God's sake. No, it's not
No.
violent.
Okay,
Holy
Karen.
shit! Yeah,
Okay.
but I look. No kidding, Stephanie. I've had people complain about the title of my show, Clobberin Time, saying, "Don't you think that's belligerent?" I said, "Oh my God, go away."
Yeah, it's like I am belligerent. What do
Oh,
you want me to do?
yeah. You scream and yell about things. In fact, you were talking about Doomcock. One of the funniest things that ever happened to me on the show was right when I just heard of him and I'd seen a couple of videos a couple of years back. A
Yeah,
buddy of mine came on into the chat and said, "Are you secretly Doomcock?" I said, "Why? What do you say that for?" And he said, "Because you believe all the same things, you say all the same things, and you yell and scream like a maniac a lot, and he does." I said, "But do we sound like each other?" I said. He says, "No, but you say all the same crap. Are you Doomcock, man? Come on, are you?" I said, "I wish, dude,
you
but."
tell him. Dude, you should tell him that there's a rumor going around that there are people out there that think he's George Lucas.
Really? Is that true? Are you kidding me? No, come on. I'm
It's
going to tell
true.
him that he would
I
bust
was
his.
like, who? I can't remember. Somebody said that. I think it was in the comment threads of one of his videos,
Oh shit,
and I was like, I kind of went like, why would anybody think that? Why? That's like
George,
going,
that's
JFK
crazy.
Jr. is still alive. It's like he's not George
Yeah.
Lucas.
You know
He,
how Jekyll and Hyde that would make him? Because George is a very low key, very
yeah,
soft spoken,
yeah,
mellow kind of guy.
yeah,
It's pretty big stretch, yeah. But I mean, I guess hey, Jekyll
yeah,
Hyde, that's what it would be.
yeah. I think so, but yeah, it's like that's
Oh
too
my God,
funny. But
no, that's great.
ever since like when did I hear all this stuff start? This stuff started in January,
Wow.
and I was hearing after Chapek came in, and my friend, one of my friends said, I heard this and this, and they're gonna do Galaxy's Edge as Tatooine. And what's really interesting is that story that former vice president at Disney for parks said that they had it planned for Tatooine, and then Kennedy somehow managed to get Iger, who's a moron, to change it to uh, sequel trilogy garbage. And it's like, they had him do that. All right. That was a leak on purpose. In fact, I'm gonna say this. I wouldn't doubt that Disney's having those people leak to Doomcock to put it out there.
Wow, that could be. They watch his show, I hear. As
I
he was
hope they
saying that
watch all of
yesterday,
us. I hope they're watching me right now. Hi, Mr. Iger. Hi,
Mr.
Mr.
Iger.
Trebek.
Yes, please. Paulie, hey Paulie, you're in there. Are you really Iger? Come on now. My good friend Latino Slant, who started his new channel as well, a good bit of a fan
Yes.
of Menace. And he's Paulie.
Awesome.
But Paulie, I've seen your picture, but I don't know. You could be Iger, man. Let me know. Come clean, bud. Yes. And if you are,
Hey,
that's cool. You can loan me some money
here's
if you are.
here's my thing. If Iger sets off my gaydar, so if the gaydar goes off, then I'm gonna be like, you could be him. Honest to
Uh,
God, I'm sorry. You ever see how
oh,
the
yeah.
guy dresses? The guy dresses gayer than my gay friends. I'm
Well,
not kidding.
that lets Paulie off the hook. He's a man. He's an alpha male there. My buddy Paulie. So yeah, he couldn't even fake it, man. He's too much of a dude. Love
And
you there, Polly, man.
and
uh,
Iger's really
yes.
smart. In fact, in fact, I was telling my husband that, and my husband started mimicking Mini Me. E. And then, when he does it, it's really funny. I was cracked
Oh
up. I was
shit.
laughing so hard. But yeah, I mean, I'm like, I think that I think let's put it this way: August, and September are going to be really interesting. I really think,
Wow.
and this stuff coming out about Lucas, the rumors that he's been involved for a long time. Um,
Mm.
he didn't go to the Tross premiere. Why?
Yeah,
You
I
know,
remember that.
remember
Yeah.
that? And I was like, because they screwed him over. Kennedy screwed him
Yeah.
over. She was like, no, we're not going to do that. And why? Because it wasn't A, her idea, and B, it kicks her sequels in the ass. And that's exactly what it from what I heard, did. If there's
Hmm.
40% of the movie changed, the kiss at the end was filmed like in November, I heard.
Wow.
So that wasn't even part of it. All that shit to appease the Raylos was put
Yeah.
in at the last minute.
Didn't
It
work,
was
did it?
no, it
That
didn't
didn't work
because
though.
I know Ben
Oh
Swallow
shit.
still croaked. He still
Yeah.
croaked.
I know
But
you've seen that video with them yelling and screaming in the theater. Oh, the only good thing
that
about
was
that
so
movie.
funny. That was so funny.
That's
I
the
was
only good
laughing
thing about
so
that
hard.
movie.
What?
That's the only good thing about that freak stupid movie is
Oh,
that
I
it pissed
know.
them off.
I know. Well,
Oh
if
God.
they were gonna, I have to go upstairs.
Gotcha.
If they were going to go to that movie and think anything else was gonna happen,
Yeah.
like he was gonna be able to live happily ever after with her, I'm like, what are you talking about, you weirdos? You know? I'm like, I can't even.
Oh man.
I just,
Yeah.
it
Apparently they
just.
didn't spoiler themselves, so they were in for a surprise, weren't they?
Yeah, well, and the idea that those actors want to even come back, and
No.
I feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
I feel sorry for them because they deserve better.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's not their fault. None of this is their fault.
no, it's not, and it's like Disney doesn't know what the hell they're doing with Star Wars. We all know that. Disney, Kathleen Kennedy was the wrong person. She lied to George Lucas. She lied about what she was going to do. Once the moment she got her hands on the company, she started to fuck everything up. My
Yeah.
favorite lie she told after she told George that she would protect his baby to his face was saying there wasn't any Star Wars source material.
Yeah, of course. We all know there's never been any books or anything else to reference. Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah,
That was
and
one of my
he's like,
favorites. That's a classic.
yeah, yeah, that was, and it's like, what are you talking about? What what is wrong with you? You know, I mean, I'm like,
That's
God damn.
that
Sorry.
is that is I don't was that you tell me,
Like,
was she did she really not know better than that, or was she just really being just an insane bitch? I mean, what? There's no way she didn't know that. She's lying, not being stupid. I don't know which one.
I don't, I think all right, here's the deal. People like that, perfectly well that, I mean, Jerry Nadler told that
Yes,
reporter in
that's what I
DC
was just thinking.
there aren't any, the
No
violent
riots.
riots in Portland are a myth.
Myth.
So her saying,
Wow.
her
Yes.
standing on the flames and charcoal briquettes that the EU became and saying there isn't any source material
Ugh.
is the same thing. All right, it's the exact same thing because
Yes.
she's actually banking on fans being too stupid to go out and buy and look for the books. And I guarantee you, I mean that. All right, the Old Republic books. I'm collecting them right now. I'm reading Revan. They So I know they sell better. I know they do.
Oh, hell
Here's
yeah.
another rumor. Here's another thing I heard. Jon Favreau is looking to make a Darth Bane trilogy.
Those are some interesting books. Huh? Or,
Yeah, yeah. And
wow.
but I kind of went on Twitter and said, please do Revan first.
Makes sense. Yeah, I have not read those, but my son has. He's a huge fan of all those.
Yeah. My friend Craig is he actually cosplays Revan for the 501st, and his costume is
Wow.
unbelievable. It's the most it's actually the most correct Revan costume they've ever seen.
Wow.
And it's really cool. But yeah, so that's what I heard. And what if you walked into, let's say, like, she shows up at Lucasfilm one day, and there's a great big bookshelf with all the EU books. Where did those come from?
Yeah, who knows?
Those are the books you said didn't. Those are the books you said that didn't exist. All right.
Yeah,
Remember?
that's crazy. Legends. Oh, it makes me sick when I hear that.
I know, God.
The Legends thing. Oh.
So what? But what do you think? I mean, I'm pretty pumped. I'm pumped for a lot of reasons. Not even about Star Wars, but I'm ready to just run with it. So what? But what do you think about this? Because I'm curious for everybody.
I think I believe in one thing for sure. Do I know they're going to fix it to our liking or anything like that? No, that's nothing. That's nothing I could really speculate on. But I do believe they know their back is up against the wall. We do know what fear is a great motivator in life to all human existence. And so, yes, will they do it right or how we like it? I couldn't speculate on. Are they really, really thinking about a lot of things and is all like the things Doomcock is talking about? I believe that it is absolutely true. What will transpire or not, I cannot speculate, but I believe they know I do believe they are aware of the problem, which is the first step.
Yeah.
And they're serious about it.
Yeah. Well,
that's as far as I know.
Yeah. I absolutely agree. And I think that they know the only person that can really kind of sweep up the masses is Lucas, which, I mean, that poor guy. It's like if you had just listened to him and let him be part of it in the first place, none of this shit would be going on. Hey, just what is God? And it all goes down to Kennedy and her ability to be a political bitch and, getting into Iger's ear before anybody else can and helping him make up his mind. I'll tell you something else. There's another person that needs to go. Alan Horn.
Oh my God, yes.
Sits on top of all the studios.
Yep.
He's a little shit too. He's got to go because I heard he liked TLJ.
Oh boy.
So it's like, you have to go. You have to just go.
Jesus. Nobody who likes that movie belongs working for anything near Star Wars.
I know. And it's like, I just go, can we just, get Lucas in there, fix it, do it the way he wants to. If you announce that the sequel trilogy is no longer canon, that's fine. In fact,
yes.
I think it was Midnight's Edge saying that they're not going to announce that. They're just going to
ignore it.
Ignore it.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that.
I'd be fine with that. But there are a lot of people that need to actually hear it. We're not doing that anymore.
Yeah.
Pull it off like a Band-Aid. And I'll tell you something else. There are two sets of fans that need to hear it. The sequel trilogy fans, all 5 of them need to hear it. And the fans that are pissed off about it need to hear it. This was wrong. We apologize. We're not doing this anymore. This is now Legends.
Thank you.
And everyone's going to be going, and they'll yell and scream for a week, and then they'll find something else to be obsessed with.
They'll make a little bit of noise, and that's all they will do. Which is, hey,
yeah,
it'll be internet gas, as they say.
Yeah, and then
they won't like it. But hey, welcome to our world. You don't like it? Look what we had to look. We had to see Star Wars destroyed for how many years now? So you don't like it? Boo hoo! We've been doing this for a long time. So I'm sorry you don't like it. Too
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. Boo-hoo. Bullshit. Kiss my
Yeah.
ass.
And
You know.
enjoy. Now you see what we went through, and we had something that we grew up with destroyed. You didn't give a crap before, okay? So
Yeah.
if you like the things you like, what you want to like, that's one thing. But you didn't have something that you grew up with. You were part of that generation that loved this so much. To
Yeah.
see it shit on, we were and lied to. We were lied to. We were promised that we were going to see the Beatles back together in at
Yeah.
least one film, and we did not get it. It's
Yeah.
disgusting. It
Yeah.
hurts my heart to think about that,
I
especially that
every
person.
I know every time I think about it, and I think the things that they could do, and I'm gonna tell you, if they do it where Lucas's sequel trilogy is the one they're gonna do, or maybe they won't do it. Maybe they'll just do one movie. It'll be nothing like that, but it'll be better than anything. They're not gonna do the EU. I would
No.
much prefer a revamped version of the Thrawn trilogy, Heir to the
Oh
Empire.
yeah. Oh my goodness.
But instead of you could bring in the twins, you could bring in Anakin Solo, you could bring in all those other characters, have them do all that, and you could avoid the complaints about the Usain Vaughn and Chewy
Yes.
Don and the rest of it, that stuff.
Oh, I hated that. That was
And
terrible.
yeah, they could do that, and people would be very happy. You could, and instead of the and instead of the that Jedi clone, that's the part I didn't like about that George Sabao or whatever his name was.
Yeah. Oh God.
Every time I actually, there are times when I go back to look at those books, I jump over anything he's on there, because it's like, dude, this is what are you doing? You know, um, I
Yeah.
probably make it. I probably make the dark side user somebody a little bit more final, a little bit more, and I wouldn't make him necessarily anything that had to do with the Sith. You could actually probably reach back and do what they were going to do with Matt Smith and bring in the Son
Yeah.
as controlling all of it. And, but you could do it in the Heir of the Empire sort of plot that, there's still, remnants of the Imperial fleet. It's 30 years. The Republic is having spats with these guys. And then the shit goes down,
Mhm.
and, it could really, and, it's just, but God, I don't, and that's the thing, is how are they going to do it? And they have to listen to us. They have to rehab Han and Leia completely for me. Fix that.
Yes.
Fucking
Please.
fix that. They deserved better than what you assholes gave them.
Oh.
And they have to rehabilitate Luke. Okay, I'm still there. Does he need a Mara Jade? I don't know. But does he need the fact that he was a hero and that he's a mentor now and that he
Yep.
didn't deserve all the bullshit that
Yep.
Rian Johnson and J.J. Abrams put him through? Yes.
Yep.
Does Han deserve that crap? No. Did Leia? No. If they really want to do it right and start with a clean, fresh slate, they're going to have to literally decanonize every book. Every book. All four,
Yep.
at least 4 of the movies. And they're going to have to go back to the drawing board. And they're going to have to get people who actually love Star Wars to write it.
And it would be bold, but they would be appreciated for it. There would be some forgiveness there.
Yeah, and
Um.
you would have kids
Yeah.
actually wanting to see it.
Yeah. Imagine that, wanting to see Star
Yeah.
Wars again.
Yeah,
I've heard Gary and a couple of others in Doom, because a lot of people say that will Star Wars ever have the kind of clout or power it used to? I don't. I don't know if they'll ever get it all back, but they would do it. There would be a lot of goodwill if they were willing to work with us and do at least something.
If they here's the deal, they decanonize all that crap. They fix the big 3 and do something that's definitive and it can't be touched. That goes along with the OT and the prequels. Okay, you know, and then they go back to the old Republic and do Revan and Bane and Malgus and
Yeah.
Vitiate. Hell, you want to do a girl movie? Do Valen and her mother.
Yep.
You know, do a movie about Valen and her mother. I mean, then the bitches out there could be very happy. There you go. Okay. I mean, and and actually, I like that. I think that'd be a great movie. I mean,
Yeah.
and it would. They could actually establish everything that led up to how the Jedi got complacent. And that would
Yep.
be really cool. That would really be, so you'd be ushered into the world that the Phantom Menace came in, and it could almost be explained what led to the I guess creation of Anakin Skywalker.
Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you stuff. The all of this stuff that we're talking about here, like ignoring things or retconning things or things like that, or having, it's not new to a lot of comic book geeks like me who went through this in the 80s with our favorite comic book characters,
Yeah.
being taken by DC and then later Marvel and destroyed, and you had nothing to say about it, and they wouldn't. And they
Yeah.
would, if you don't like it, too bad. We got new readers. Go screw yourself. That's
Yeah.
happened like 3 or 4 times. That's what's funny about this with Star Wars to me. Before it happened with Star Wars, and it happened with Star Trek, then later Doctor Who, in that order:
Yeah.
Star Trek, Doctor Who, no, Star Wars, then Doctor Who, and I loved all those 3 things. Before those, it happened to me in comic books so many times that after it happened with Trek, I was like, yeah, you know what? At least we have Star Wars.
Yeah.
At least they're not going to do this to me with Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I understand a lot of people don't like the prequels. I do. I'm well disposed towards them. I get some of the criticisms. Some don't like them. Some do. But this was nothing like that. And I got to be honest with you. This was really a serious shock to my system. Even though you think, well, yes, happened to you with your favorite comic book characters all that time. Man, I know it's just comic books. Not everybody's into those, but it hurt me when it happened as a comic book geek. And to see this happen to Star Wars, I'm like, oh my God. I was going through this how many times with comics? So much so that I had to stop buying them. And I was in the comic book business. I had a shop.
Yeah.
And I see this. They do it with Star Wars. I'm like, wait, now first Star Trek, now Star Wars, then later Doctor Who. I got nothing left. They're not going to fix Doctor Who. They're not going to fix Star Trek. I'm going, could they? If they fix at least Star Wars,
yeah. If they,
I might be happy.
Here's the deal. This is what's going to happen. I really think, and I said this in the video, the thing I did live on Facebook. I really think that the end of Kennedy is going to be the beginning of the end of the SJWs in film. I got too many people in the industry. I don't know if you know who Cameron Pasha is, but remember all the stuff.
Nice guy.
Do you remember all the stuff that I was telling everybody?
Mm-hmm.
It was, and I wouldn't say who it was. It was him.
Oh my!
It was him telling me.
I've
now
seen
that
his
he's out, now that he's out there, I'm like, okay, well, Cameron told me that 2 years ago. Okay.
Wow.
So when I hear people say, well, really? It's like, I told you that 2 years ago because he told me that. Let's put it this way. There are some people with larger channels that I am not a fan of. Okay. But I'm not going to get into that. Anyway, Cameron, he'll go into a meeting with people, and these big executives hate the SJWs. They're afraid of the women right now because of stupid Me Too movement.
Me too, yeah.
But honestly, the Amber Heard thing, I think, hurts that.
Yes.
The fact that was it Asia Argento and Rose McGowan hurt that. All right. And when Kennedy goes, you're going to see things start to change. And I really think Star Wars is the first franchise that they'll rehab, because Disney needs Star Wars to do well, and they're not going to do well with this, Star Wars by Jay Guevara and the Gay Bunch. It's not going to work. It doesn't work. No one wants to see it. The kids don't want to see it. I mean, the Raylos, they don't go to see those movies over and over again like we did. They don't buy the figures. They don't, you know, buy the merchandise, the T-shirts, the poster. They don't. They don't. They're not fans like we were. They don't care. They don't. They're not Star Wars fans. All right.
No. Nope.
And the people who like the sequel trilogies aren't. In fact, I'm gonna posit this. I believe that many of the people screaming about the sequel trilogies and how great they were never saw one. And
Wow.
they're doing it because they know that these are SJW retcons of a venerable, powerful franchise that probably somehow rationalizes their existence. Okay,
Yeah.
I guarantee you, a lot of those people have never seen them. All right, they'll yell and scream till they get what they want. Then, like locusts, they'll go to another thing and do the same thing. All right,
Wow.
and that's, to me, that's a theory I've held. And if they have seen it, they don't understand it.
Yeah.
They don't, the prequels are, when you hear Dave Filoni talking about Anakin Skywalker and his relationship with Qui-Gon Jinn and how important Qui-Gon really was, it really says a lot how deep the story really is. When Obi-Wan is sort of like, I say, we picked up another pathetic life form. Obi-Wan didn't want a Padawan right away, and he got Anakin. All right, he promised Qui-Gon, I'll train him. There you go. There's a difference between Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon Jinn. Qui-Gon Jinn understood understood Anakin. Obi-Wan loved him like a brother, didn't understand a damn thing, didn't understand him at all. And that's the, so when you hear people talk about the sequels and wax rhapsodic about them, and they rip on the prequels, it's like, you really don't understand these movies, do you?
No, they don't.
They're, yeah, and you have to actually watch the Phantom Menace several times before you actually suddenly see what Dave is talking about.
Yeah.
But I went on, I did that video about Dr. Afra today. And that's the problem. It's stuff like that needs to go away. They want us back. They gotta fix all of it. Not just, you know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
It's insulting. It's insulting to the actors that played those characters.
Yeah.
Anyway, I mean, I'm so excited. I'm excited. I'm like, I'm actually not worried about the presidential election. I when you look at, and I'm going to go political for a little bit here. Donald Trump, in each of the primary swing states, had more people come out to vote for him in the primaries than all the Democrats did combined. And that is always the indicator of just what's going to happen in the election. And it's a rule. It is an absolute rule. And like, I'm not, I got mad at somebody today. I'm like, look, I am not going to be upset about Portland. I can't do anything about it. All right. Time to live our lives. The COVID thing's bullshit. We all know it. Every day more and more comes out. Dear government, leave us alone. Okay. All right.
Hey, you have a vote for awesome. 24/7, my new buddy, he said you were awesome, by the way.
Oh, thank
She
you.
is. She is 24/7. My new friend with the 24/7 media there. By the way, go to Stephanie's channel. It is Stephanie JANICZEK, by the way,
Yeah,
and subscribe if you have not.
Stephanie JANICZEK, Smuggler's Cantina,
Yes.
and I am probably going to do another channel that does live only.
Oh, nice.
I've had trouble with that. My channel actually, somebody hacked into it during the
Oh
live
no,
feed, and it was bad.
really?
Yeah,
Jeez.
so I'm going to start kind of feeling around to see what I can do, and we're doing things here in the house to try to mitigate so
Wow.
it won't happen again. But that pissed me off, you know. Um, it just really did. So anyway, but hey,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go because I want to
Okay.
read,
I
and
gotcha.
I'm
I
turning into
really
work.
appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. You're
On
welcome.
short notice like that, I saw when you were doing a little live thing on Facebook. I was kind of I saw you there. I thought I would see it. I'm glad you came in and talked to me. I truly appreciate it. It's been
Yeah,
wonderful.
yeah.
And
It's I love doing stuff like this. So
well,
whenever I have a chance, I'm there. You know.
okay. Well, I'll bug you about it soon again. We'll come on. We'll talk some more Star Wars and stuff like that. Because
Okay.
I have all kind of questions to ask, and I know you'll know way better than I would about certain things, the insides and out, and things like that. So
Okay. All right. Well, prepare yourself, and I'll be ready.
it
All
won't be
right.
2 years this time. I promise.
It's okay. It's okay.
Thank you so
So,
much.
all right. Bye, everybody, and I'll see you around the cantina. Okay.
Indeed. Everyone,
See
go
ya.
subscribe.
See ya.
Jobber, thanks for being here, buddy. Eastland Burkholder, my friend. I'm glad to see you indeed there. 24/7 Fusion, my new friend whom I met over at Loki's podcast. How's Loki doing over there, man? That was cool watching you guys. I'll listen. Yes, I'll try to get the channel in the chat in a second here. Because I subscribe to it, and I will do that 24/7. I'll find that in just a sec here. But I want to thank everyone for popping in. Again, it was kind of an impromptu thing. I almost canceled because Flash couldn't make it. I was going to have Flash on tonight, and he got busy and couldn't make it. He's only since I've been to YouTube, he's only been on with me one time. He of course used to ride shotgun with me all the time on Blog Talk Radio. And let's see if I can find Stephanie's link. Let's see. JANICZEK. I think I found it. I think I might have found it. I'm find it. And find. Yeah, there we go. I'm gonna put her link. She does videos almost a couple of daily, really, actually, with all kind of cool Star Wars news and such. So I am going to put a link there in the chat, and please go give her a sub. She's got well, of course, I have almost no subs because I'm just getting started, and she has quite a few. And I'm going to go ahead and put that in the chat right now. Let's see. Hopefully that went through there. Yeah, Jobber. I'm gonna get on the Flash about that. Hopefully, maybe next week. I'm still. Jobber. By the way, Jobber says, I hope Flash has that worst movies list ready. Yeah, for those who don't know, they're on my show that I did on Blog Talk Radio for 11 years and 700 episodes. Jobber, of course, was a regular there, and we did a lot of list shows. And a list show basically is, well, we would count down from 25 down our top 25 favorite this or that, and we did everything, man. We did our favorite Star Trek episodes, favorite movies, TV shows, movie soundtracks. That was an epic. I can't even put that on YouTube because of copyrights. We had a fantastic time for that. We had all the snippets of the music and everything. That was a great one way back in 2012. But we almost ran out of lists to do, and we figured, well, we haven't done them here. And we were talking about bad movies for some reason last time he was on. And so, yes, Jobber, we will very soon. We're going to have that worst movies list thing soon. Eastland, thank you. And Latino Slant, thank you. Polly, appreciate it, my friends. Thank you so much. Yeah, Stephanie's awesome. She came on my show a couple years back. We talked about Star Wars stuff, and again, like an ass, I just procrastinated all over the place and was never got her back on. Always, I was always friendly with her and stuff like that, and watched her videos and said hello to her on Facebook a lot. And she was just doing a little live thing on Facebook that just now I jumped in and got her to come on for a few minutes, and she was so nice to do that, and I appreciate that of her. She's awesome. But you guys are also awesome for popping in here, man. Um, what was it? Loki's a good dude. Yeah, he is a good dude there, though. So I like him a lot, and he's got a cool channel. Whenever I pop on and I see Loki on or somebody like that, I always try to go in there. Where all of us younger YouTubers, I mean, young in the sense that we're the smaller channels are just getting started. Well, we have to stick together. Where were we? Where are we? Oh yeah, sorry, someone was commenting. Oh, by the way, Saturday night, since I had to miss this past Saturday night, and since I like to do comic book conversations on Saturday nights. And a couple weeks back, I had a fantastic time talking with my friend Carlos about the great comic book Astro City. And I'm not done with Astro City. It's the 25th anniversary. I'm going to be talking about that brilliant comic a lot again in the future. But this week, I think it'll probably just be me. I don't know. What I'm going to do is talking about those lists that we do sometimes. I'm going to probably looks like I'm going to talk about. I'm going to count down my top 50 all-time favorite comic book heroes because I've been doing this over on Facebook just as a goof, making putting 5 in a picture. You can mess around with your phone on the Photoshop when you're bored at work. When I was doing that, and so I did them in order from 1 up. And then when I got past 40 something to 30 something, I wanted to do more. So I'm up to 70 now. I'm going to go to 100 in a row of my all-time favorite comic book heroes because it's dopey fun. I don't know. And everyone's commenting on it and stuff like that over on my Facebook page. And I thought I would just count them down from 50 on down. But when I got to 60 or 65, one of my friends was messing with me, saying something like, so what do you got, more DC or Marvel? And I had not counted. By the way, I didn't even think about it. I think about my favorite heroes and put them in kind of a ranking. Now, obviously, your first top 20, your top 30, those are your real core, your favorite stuff, especially top 10, 20. But after a point, I got up to the 65, or I'm up at 65 or 70 right now, and I never even thought to wonder which one had the most, because I'm one of those people that loves Marvel and DC. I always have. Just this way. I mean, I was my comic book origins start before I ever touched a comic book. They were just on TV. I'm old, my friends. I can't help it. In a couple of weeks, next week. Oh God, I can't believe I'm going to say this. Week after next, I'll be 56 years old. Jesus Christ. So I've been messing with funny books a long time. I've worked in comic shops, owned my own comic shop. Hey. So needless to say, I love funny books. Because one guy even said, "Oh man, you're at 60 something now. You're just trying to get to 100. You don't mean it." And I said, "No characters on this list that I'm not a big fan of. Yeah, when you're in the 40s, 50s, and 60s, and not like your top 10 or 12, 20 kind of love, but you still love them. And I love these characters. And nobody will be on that 100 that I'm not a huge fan of. And so I think, but I'll do 50. I'll count down from 50 Saturday night since I don't have any comics to talk about. But not in the not too distant future, my buddy Steven, aka the great Mark C, will come on again soon, and we've got a couple of different comics we're going to be talking about. The 12 is one we're working on. He's got a fit. I don't know if he's read it yet or not. But anyway, what am I doing? Okay, sorry. So that'll be Saturday night, 8 p.m. We'll be doing that. And by the way, my friend Latino Slant is in there. Those of you, if anyone else has popped in and you have not yet, please, he's a new YouTuber like myself and like a lot of us. Please go to his channel and so give him a sub. He's doing a show tomorrow night, and also my new friend 24/7 Fusion Media, whom I've hope to talk to soon. I've seen him on a couple of Loki's uh, shows, and this man knows his. That's the kind of guy I want to talk to because I love people who just love to talk comics. And I don't even know. Look, we don't even know each other. I don't know how much we agree or disagree on, but I know the man knows his stuff. Please go to 24/7 Fusion Media's YouTube channel. If you can't find it, I'll try to find a link for it. And give him a sub as well. He's just like we have the same amount of subs. We're both just getting started, and he's doing a channel. Of course, he also guests on our buddy Loki's show as well. So give my new friend 24/7, a look as well. If not, I'll try to get a link to his channel and Paulie's channel in a minute here. Because again, this is just an open talk. We're not doing anything in particular tonight. I almost called it off without Flash showing up. It's always good to have somebody to bounce off of. So yeah, I got me a new Geek shirt today, by the way. I got me a new Geek shirt with the thing saying it's clobbering time. It's the little things in life sometimes, isn't it? My pleasure, man. Like I say, I really enjoyed you on the shows. I've seen you on there with Loki, and I know you're a big fan of. I know you're a big fan of Menace guy, as all I think most of us are here. Hail the fandom Menace, hail Doomcock, hail Nerdrotic, and EVS, and all those guys. And so yeah, we all got to stick together, dude. And it is always cool to be able to talk comics. It was great to talk Star Wars with Stephanie. Job or an off topic, but the Dodgers players Joe Kelly got suspended for 8 games just for throwing at and making faces at the Astros. What? Seriously? What the hell? Wow, wait. So let me see if I got this straight. Of course, I'm as a huge professional football fan, I'm about done with their asses with the stupid NFL sucks. I don't watch a lot of baseball, but are you telling me professional sports guys now are such sissies they can't make fun of each other and fuck with each other on the fucking field? Because if that's what you're telling me, Jobber, fuck them. That's baby shit right there, man. You make millions of dollars and you can't take somebody fucking with you, making fun of you. And calling you names, making faces. If that's, dude, Jesus Christ, man. Grow the fuck up. Grow the fuckity fuck up, dude. Are you fucking insane? That's crazy stuff, Job. Man, let's see here. I'm going to get that link for my friends and put them in. Again, anyone who listens later on the feeds, will be doing the same. Let's see here. I found all right, everyone. I'm putting a link. Well, my buddy, it just so happens my buddy Latino Slant is a Dodgers fan. What do you think about that, Paulie? By the way, here's a link to 24/7 Fusion Media. And let me go find Paulie's here. It's tough to find stuff sometimes, but I will find it, Paulie. Let's see here. Usually the search is easier. His just popped up because I just subscribed. Oh, I got you. Paulie. I found you. All right. You got a show coming up. Well, you did a stream the other night, man. Where was I? I think it was at work. I don't know. Wonder. Damn it, dude. Okay, let's see here. All right, there is a link to my new friend 24/7's page. Please go subscribe. I think that's right. Let me know if that's not the right link there, buddy. And a link to my friend Paulie's page for Latino Slant, of course. So go check those pages out and please subscribe. Give them some subs. Check their vids and give them some likes and stuff like that. We're all just getting started together, man. One day we'll all be right up there. So there you go. I think I got it all in. I hope those are right. Oh, it's payback for the Astros cheating and stealing signs to win the World Series. Oh, I got you. Yeah, I'd be interested to know if my friend Polly, like I say, Latino slant Polly is a Dodgers fan. I know that much. So, so poor little baby got pissed off, huh? Merchandise, huh? Yeah, I don't think anybody would want any Clobberin Time merchandise. Except me, I got a Clobberin Time shirt now again. Actually, it's the third shirt I got with that design. It's Oh shit. Oh my god. What can you do? Take a picture of it here. I was trying to think. But anyway, it was very nice of Stephanie to come on. It was like an impromptu thing, and we're going to do it more proper version. But she's very excited about a lot of the rumors that Doomcock and and others, well, especially Doomcock, has been reported reporting about Disney in panic mode and trying to fix Star Wars. Let's all hope it happens. It needs fixing bad. In my opinion, it needs fixing some bad. Yeah. So, bop, bop, bop. There we go. Overlay. Find a picture. No. All right. Sorry, everyone. I was having some tech difficulties here, as always, and that's why I started the show late or anything. But again, we got all kind of stuff planned. Like I said, I'm hoping Flash has got his he'll get here, and of course sometimes I have Mark C and Carlos. It depends on what we're doing when we're talking comics, things like that. So we'll get it all straight. But on that list thing, again, like I said, it was when I got to like 65. By the way, everyone, here's my new Geek shirt I bought. That's so me. That's my Geek shirt for the day, for the week anyway. Um, but yeah, the Saturday Night Comic Book Convo. I think I'm going to just do that because, again, I'll be winging it on my own and something to do. And I'll just count down all my favorite superheroes. It's boring, yeah, but not for me. It's fun, because I love the list. What I love about the list, I got a buddy of mine teases us about the lists. Teases me about doing lists too much. He used to mess with me all the time about it. Minimus, Jobber. And he used to mess with Flash and I about that. But I enjoyed doing the list because, again, you get to whatever, when you're doing your list, you both get to talk about it. It's a fun topic of conversation, yet you get a limited window and to comment on it. And it was always fun when we would all right, what is your number? I always let the guest go first, of course. All right, number 16 or whatever. And he would say it and go, oh my God, we got the same one at number 16. Every now and then that would happen. We got the same one. And of course, we did Trek episodes. And one of the things about Flash is that he and I don't agree on a whole hell of a lot. We've got some relatively, I'd say, disparate views when it comes to a lot of different film and TV and stuff. So it makes it an interesting contrast. On Star Trek, I mean, he had a bunch of, for example, way back when we did our Star Trek episodes, he had a lot of third season stuff in his top 25. I mean, I didn't have one third season episode in mine. I don't entirely hate the third season, but yeah, I don't know. But it's fun though. It's fun to do those things, and it'll be something to jibber jabber about. And like I say, I had a really good time with. Well, let's see. The last one was Astro City. One before that, the great fandom minister problem being, and I talked about Blake Seven, our mutual love of the great series Blake Seven, and that was a lot of fun. So, and it's oh, by the way, one of the weird things that happened about that, I don't know how many of you know anything or care about Blake Seven. For years now, see, Blake Seven is a show. It's a great show. It's a lot like it was done at the same time as classic Doctor Who, late '70s, early '80s, that type of budget, and the same thing BBC. Um, but unlike Doctor Who, it's not as popular. So other than over there on Region Two DVDs, it's been put on DVDs before, but it's never been released on even on DVD over here in the States. There's no no U.S. release. It used to come out the video VHS tapes did, and I had all those. Still have all those. But it never came out on DVD legally over here. I had to get pirated and I bought some of the Region 2 ones. I had to buy a Region 2 player to be able to play it. All this kind of crap. But it's been on YouTube for years. Every episode, all 52 episodes of Blake 7, someone had them up, and they were from the new nice DVD copies that came out a number of years ago. They were on YouTube. Great copies. Great copies. And the day after my friend, my new friend, problem being, and I did a show about it on a Friday in the middle of the day here. It was at night over there. Almost the day after, the BBC took them off of YouTube. Jobber points out I did have a lot of third season episodes on my worst Trek episodes list. Yeah, it was pretty full of those. You're right there, buddy. Oh, including some that were on Matt and Flash's best list, I might add. You're right. Yeah, Eastland, like I said, the day after or the day after that, not right around after we got through talking about Blake 7, the fuckers at YouTube took it off. And they've been on it for years. A buddy of mine who had watched the show like once and didn't give it kind of similar to my origin. He didn't like it that much, and he'd watch it because he heard a bunch of us talking about it so much. He decided to start watching it again on YouTube because we could go watch it for free, and he was doing that, and now they've cut it. He can't do that. So, damn. Was it our fault? Was it my fault that Blake 7 got taken off of YouTube? I ask you. I don't know. But what can you do? I don't know. Could be. Well, anyway, hey, what can you do? I don't know. Well, here, by the way, they missed a couple though. They did miss a couple of episodes and left them up. Yeah, and someone else, I think a friend of mine said someone else went up and wouldn't put some up again later. So I don't know. I know what's happening with all that stuff there. By the way, Paulie, if you're still there, let me know what you're when your show's coming on tomorrow night, if you would. But I mean, I'm actually off again, although I got to be up at 3 the next morning after that. Still tired from a 2 straight 16-hour days. Dang it! But that's neither here nor there. Yeah, I have discs. I have copies that a buddy of mine burned from the good original, the good DVD set remastered that they did of Blake 7 a while back. But I was being as a lazy ass, just watching them on YouTube a lot recently because I never get tired of watching Blake 7. Such a great show. Any fun movies you're excited about? I cannot. Some of them excited. New offer. I can't get excited about any of the new offer. Yeah, Eastland. What's coming out, man? There's another thing. We've got 2 comic book movies that are. We know Bill and Ted's about to come out. We know Wonder Woman 84, and we know Black Widow. Ostensibly, they're all coming out soon. Bill and Ted's supposed to come out in September. I will watch Bill and Ted. If it's at the theater, I'll go see it. It'd be nice to go to a theater again, in a way. I work a lot of stupid hours, and I'm off certain time, sometimes in the daytime. If my son doesn't want to go see it with me, then I'll go watch it in the daytime or something because he works in the day. And if he says he's not going to go, why bother going at night? I can go in the daytime when nobody's there, which I do a lot. When it's a movie he didn't want to go see, I'll go watch it at freaking 11 in the morning when nobody's at the damn theater. It's a big ass thingy of popcorn for breakfast. You know what I'm saying? So I'm very skeptical about Bill and Ted. I just hope it's not woke. Even if it's not that good. But there's some wokiness already. I'm sorry, those were boys. Those babies were boys at the end of Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. They were Bill and Ted Jr. But, so now that they're girls, I'm like, oh, God, we're going to get wokiness. But I love those two movies, those other movies to give it a shot. I mean, the first Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, I went to see at the theater the day my son was born in 1989. Got kicked out after he was born and couldn't stay at the hospital with my then wife. And so a buddy of mine said, what the hell? We went to the theater and we watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure and loved it. Cheers me up to watch Blake 7 episodes. Even the upholstery fabric costume shows. Yeah. I love the Liberator's flight deck. Man, I would live on that, buddy. I'd love to live on the Liberator. This Liberator's a great ship. Great ship. And I'm one of the few that I don't know. Did no one like Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey? I liked it. It's not as great as the first one, but I liked it. I liked it. Jobber says, I want Star Wars to go away for at least 5 years. Give it time to recover, sort of like 8 years in between Batman movies. The horrible Batman and Robin, 1997, and my favorite Batman. I would probably agree with that, Jobber, except if we're going to get any shot at Mark Hamill, coming back and playing a redeemed old Luke Skywalker, maybe even Harrison Ford redeeming Han Solo, we don't have 5 years. Other than that, I would totally agree with you. But if we're going to have any shot of any kind of redemption, we don't have that kind of time window. But I do understand what you're saying. You're not wrong, buddy. RR. My new friend RR's popped in. Great to see you there. Thanks for dropping in, man. Why did they have to change them to girls? My woke sense is tingling. Yeah. They were Bill and Ted Jr. They said that in Bill and Ted's Bogus Journey. And of course the writers said now they were always intended to be girls. Then why were they Bill and Ted Jr.? Because we thought it was funny. Or maybe those guys, maybe the joke was Bill and Ted are such dumbasses they thought they were girls. They thought they were boys when they were girls. I don't know. But if they keep the woke down, then that's all that matters. It's already going to be pathetic seeing them old and still acting like a couple of doofus teenagers. And no George Carlin, man. That's right there. People, as great as those movies are, and I love them. And at least William Sadler's coming back as Death. But, man, the lack of George Carlin could really just be too much. Then you got Wonder Woman 84. My woke sense is tingling. I'm stealing that from you, R. A woke sense is tingling. I like it. So I'm stealing it from you, brother. But I'm giving you credit. It's RR. My woke sense tingles over Wonder Woman 84. It looks like Pedro Pascal, Mr. Mandalorian, is going to, instead of the Maxwell Lord from the comic, which I guess is similar in some ways, but it looks like there's going to be kind of an orange man bad kind of a deal. I hope not. I don't understand the casting of Kristen Wiig as Cheetah. I don't get it. Call me crazy. I don't know about that casting. I have nothing against the woman, but I don't know. She doesn't really. When I think Cheetah, don't you think of a really super sexy woman? I don't know. But I'm going to be going to see it probably because I have a lady friend of mine. You all know about my arrangement with my lady friend that I call Wonder Woman. She's a Wonder Woman fanatic, and We have a deal that a blood oath that I have to go see every Wonder Woman with her, film with her. It stretches back 20 something years. So over maybe almost 25 years now. Close. So anyway, I'm obligated. Black Widow. Black Widow has a chance to be okay. Maybe. Yeah, I'm totally with you there. RR. Love George Carlin, and he was important to those movies. Yeah. George Carlin would be freaking out right now with woke. He would. Well, he would. I say that, but he would be going nuts on woke culture. He'd be ripping them to pieces. Oh, he would not like it. I don't think maybe he did foresee woke culture. I don't know. I mean, politically, I didn't see eye to eye with him on anything, but he was brutal and brilliant when coming to take care of woke culture. So, or at least what was on the way to being that one before he passed. Yeah, I miss him too there. Good call. But Black Widow, I don't know. Worth a shot. A movie that should have been made a long time ago. Now that, what kind of impact does this movie have now that bullshit in the end game that killed her? Which I thought was bullshit. There's a future show that I'm going to do not too distant future. I just don't know who I'm going to do it with. But we're gonna break Endgame now that we've had a year and a half or so to look at that one in the rearview mirror. That movie does not stand up to the smell test, and it does not stand up even to the nostalgia test. I watched it a bunch of times in the theater when it came out, and when I got it on DVD, and then just a few months back I watched it again, and there's so many things that take your heart and make you want to love it, and there's so many things that just really make me angry about it. So yeah, we're gonna do a show. We're gonna go take that movie to the woodshed pretty soon. That's what we're gonna do. Because that's how we roll. But other than those, Jobber, I don't know what other movies are I don't know. I don't know what's coming out. But that's a fucking bummer right there. There are no good comics coming out other than the Comicsgate people are doing some good crowdfunded stuff. Sure. But Jesus Christ, no good comics, no TV, no. There's some TV that people like. That but not me. Again, because I'm old, I kind of blame everything on being old. I don't really like modern stuff all that much, the modern aesthetic or anything like that, all that much. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens, everyone. I mean, I just don't really see anything really great coming out, anything worthwhile coming out, But what do I know? Maybe there'll be something good. We've got, as far as comic book movies, the only other one I know that's I don't know how much of it is finished, but the Eternals. And there's man. Look, everyone, you all know how much. Oh, wait a minute. Before I get to that, let's see, we got RR. Watch Black Widow was great, and the geniuses at Marvel killed her. Yeah. Yep. So where do you go with a hit film where the main character is a corpse? Stupid as it's just fucking stupid. What they did to her in Endgame was asinine. I think we won't be any blockbusters this year. Yeah, probably. 24/7 says Black Adam is going to be huge. Now, do you know if that one's finished or close to finished? Did they get anything done on it? And what time of frame? What's the time frame on that? I'll tell you where I am on Black Adam. 24/7 and friends. Personally, the Shazam movie is a big mixed bag for me. And you were talking about this a little bit on I think Loki's show. I think the other day or last, whenever it was, 24. I like what Zachary Levi cast as Captain Marvel. He's really good. there's certain things that were kind of fun in that movie, and I kind of tried to, but because I love the character of C.C. Beck's Captain Marvel, Billy Batson saying Shazam, but he's Captain Marvel so much, and I have such a history because I'm old with that character. It is this was based too much on the Screw 52 Jeff Johns shit. Now, granted, it wasn't as dirty or ugly as that. It was still more lighthearted. The tone of the movie of the Shazam film is fine, but you can't even get. I mean, that actor, great actor, something strong, Mark Strong, is not the guy you cast as Thaddeus Bogdog Savannah. I'm sorry. It was kind of cool seeing Mr. Mom for a second. Mr. Mom, Mr. Mind. You say Mr. Mom? Oh well. Black Adam hasn't started filming yet. Okay, gotcha. Thank you. But I look, and I admit it, I'm being a purist. So when I put all that stuff out of my mind, Shazam is a cute little movie. It's not bad or anything. But I'm sorry, I want my Captain Marvel, and I can't have him. These jackasses took him away, and they made it a joke, and they just, you know, I get that you can't call him that in the title, okay? That DC couldn't call him that in the title of their books. But you could have at least called him Captain Marvel in the movie. I think they could have gotten away with that. Yeah, I like the Ordway when Power of Shazam that you're referring to 24/7. What I didn't like, though, at some point right around that one or right after it, again, memory's fuzzy, I think it was with Legends or it may have been a little after it. I'm not sure if it was even Roy Thomas, but I think it was John Ostrander, John Byrne, came up with this idea that Billy Batson had to, when he becomes Captain Marvel, Billy Batson is still running everything inside of the body. In other words, he still has the mind of a child. And while he still has a lot of Billy's innocence inside of him, the wisdom of Solomon always made Captain Marvel seem to people who didn't know, seem like an adult. And he talked mostly like an adult when he was Captain Marvel in the lore that I love. Later, he's in Captain Marvel's body, and they thought it would be cute, like the movie Big, I guess, for Captain Marvel to talk like Billy Batson and act like Billy Batson, like a kid in that body. It didn't. I mean, maybe I understand why they did it. I just was never sanguine about that. Did it ruin him? No. I mean, I like the Ordway. Of course, the Ordway art was beautiful in that. I like his art. And I'm with you there 24/7. But that was just something that never sat well with me. Nothing's more disgusting than the way Johns wrote him in the Screw 52, where Billy Batson was a little hoodlum. And that's By the way, I also hate the fucking hoodie, and I hate his goddamn Lightning Lad powers. Since when has Captain Marvel got to run around Lightning Lad all of a sudden? I love Lightning Lad in Legion. Fucking Captain Marvel. He's not Black Lightning either. But all this lightning shit. That's not in my Captain Marvel. He was basically the same powers of Superman. And he never ran around blasting shit with lightning until fucking Jeff Johns. Fuck him. This lightning horse shit. I'm like, fuck you, man. What is he, Captain Lightning? Eat a bag of shit, Jeff Johns. You destroyer. Man, there was a time I would have taken a bullet for Jeff Johns. The way he brought back Hal Jordan and fixed that shitty 90s Xerox hour garbage. That parallax shit. Jobber says, I'm also concerned about Wonder Woman 84 because of Cheetah's casting. Yeah. Shouldn't the actress be, or at least look athletic and strong? Somebody like Victoria Pratt, don't know her, but she's probably better. Or Ronda Rousey. Yes. In my opinion, I'm calling me crazy, Jobber, but yes, I think Cheetah should be more of an athletic type. I mean, she's going to, Gal Gadot is beautiful. She's maybe people will criticize her for not looking buff or whatever, but I think she's gorgeous and I like her. I really like her in the role. A lot of people don't, but I do. But Jesus Christ, Kristen Wiig, man, I don't know, man. Yes, exactly. His name is Shazam in the Screw 52, the Acheron stand. Doesn't mean anything. You're right. Doesn't mean Solomon, Hercules, Atlas, Zeus, Achilles, and Mercury. It doesn't mean that anymore. Fucking sucks. I mean, I've loved Captain Marvel since I must have been 7 or 8, 9, whatever it was. Walden Books. I got this. Uh, when DC stole, appropriated, ripped off, and I mean destroyed Fawcett, and had to wait 20 years to acquire Captain Marvel, aka Shazam, on the covers. And they took over in a hostile takeover. They did put out a book. When you're a kid, you don't know this shit. I'm a big comic book, sort of a comic book historian, or at least I think I am. Not really, but I love comic book history. There was a book I had when I was a kid called Shazam, because they couldn't call it Captain Marvel. It was DC at this time. Shazam from the 40s to the 70s, much like two books I had previously, Batman from the 30s to the 70s and Superman from the 30s to the 70s. But Shazam from the 40s to the 70s had a lot of the old reprints and some of the later stuff that was in the current DC book at the time. This was right around the time, right before the Filmation live-action Shazam television show on Saturday mornings came on, and that's where I fell in love with the character, Captain Marvel. And on that show, yes, it was called Shazam, but they called him Captain Marvel on the fucking show. Yeah, screw Jeff. And the thing about that Shazam movie, I understand they could have called him, instead of Captain, what is it, shit fingers, or all these jokey, stupid fucking names they were giving him. You could have called him Captain Marvel. They were DC was chicken shit. I don't think, of course, I don't know, maybe legal. I don't even think legal got involved. I don't think they even tried. I don't think they said, hey, we're going to call him Captain Marvel in the movie like we would do in the comic books, just not on the cover. No, you can't do that. Marvel just recently stuff. MCU movie called Captain Marvel with Captain Bob. Fuck you. Hey, you want to come talk? You want to send it to your Twitter there, 24? I'll send you a link on Twitter there, brother. See. All right. Hang 1 second there, partner. Still new to the StreamYard stuff. I don't know about you. Well, there's a link right there if you want to jump in and talk a second, buddy. If you got the time. If not, I understand, but I'm going to be on for a little bit longer. So if you want to... All right, well, I sent our good friend, my new friend. New friends are good friends too, though. 24/7 Fusion Media. Let me see here. Sorry, everyone. So hopefully he will be able to pop in. But on Captain Marvel, look, I guess I'm a purist. I admit it. I watched that movie and I try to forget. Okay, well, he'll be popping in a second. That's great. I try to forget, everyone. I try to go and just say it's a modern movie. I don't know. I just don't know. What can you do? Really nothing. You can either watch it or you don't watch it. And hell, I don't know. I talked fairly well of it, and then when I saw it, I actually bought it on Blu-ray like a dumbass, and then when I watched it again, man. So yes, sir. I don't know, but I like to see what he thinks about it. Now Black Adam, again, I don't have big feelings on it. And I'm going to talk to him about this actually, because Black Adam, of course, in the DC universe later became sort of he's a pretty well used character, I have to say. No one could argue with the casting of The Rock as Black Adam. I suppose. I gotta be honest with you, and that's cool. But I would rather see. Well, because you can have multiple things. I'd be more excited about The Rock playing Doc Savage, but we'll never get that. And you know what? With Hollywood the way it is, don't wish for anything anymore. I say, don't wish for anything. But don't ever say, there's a shit, man. Used to be a time we'd say, man, wouldn't it be cool if they did a movie of fill in the blank? I don't know, man. Not anymore. Not anymore. Now you're like, how about, even if you're not religious, please God, I pray to you, and I will sacrifice even my firstborn child if you just don't make a movie of, if you could keep Hollywood from ever making a movie of fill in the blank. Now, most of those it's happened anyway. Now, I'm going to tell you one right now that if they make a movie, I'm going to go nuts. Don't do it. And they haven't so far because it's not, and it's under their radar. And now that I'm saying this, I've said it before and got away with it. If they ever did a movie of Thundar, I'm gonna hurt somebody. I'm gonna hurt a bitch. Could you imagine how they would fuck that up? Because I've heard so many people when you go, because that was such a cool cartoon. Oh man, wouldn't it be cool to see a movie of that? No, it wouldn't. Yes, in ideal times, yeah. If you could guarantee me that a Del Toro or somebody like that was gonna make it. But you can't guarantee that, can you? No. Answer, no. You can't guarantee that it's not going to be a Jar Jar Abrams or Snyder or a, I don't know, or a Ruins Johnson. Oh God. Or or a Michael Bay or whatever, what have you, or whatever. Really, I don't. There was a time that there were actually directors and people out there that I like that I can name you, going, I wish so and so would do a movie of this or that. RR says it's going to be interesting to see the tone they take with Black Adam. I don't think the lighthearted tone they took with Shazam will work with the character. Yeah, no, it won't work. And again, he's a baddie, so I don't know. But they've been talking about it for years. See, if Shazam, quote unquote, Captain Marvel were correct in a good movie, it'd be great to see Black Adam. Same here. Wouldn't it be cool if they did a remake and so? Yeah, wouldn't it be cool if they did an 8-part miniseries and say, yeah, I mean, look, there were times, Jobber, I've said it so many times. I've said it plenty of times. Wouldn't it be cool if they made this or that? And then later I'm like, now fast forward to the past 3-4 years, 5 years, maybe more. I'm like, please God, don't let them ever make a movie of so-and-so. Let me see here. Do I have the honor of addressing Mr. 24/7 Fusion Media?
Hey, how y'all doing?
Hey, buddy. Nice to meet you. My name is Mike, and you are? You go by 24?
Yeah, my name is 24/7. You can call me 24. And the name of my channel is called 24/7 Fusion Media.
All right, everyone. If you have not gone to that one yet, please go and subscribe. This is I've seen this gentleman on Mr. Loki's channel a couple of times, and was very impressed with his knowledge. And seems like a cool gent. And I thought we might meet for a little bit and talk a little bit because you're someone who, well, you like the cut of your jib, sir, because you like comics and you know your stuff. And that's one of my favorite. Well, what am I kidding? It's my favorite topic of all geek stuff in general.
There you go. I was listening to you when you were talking about the Shazam TV show.
Yeah. Yep. I go Jackson Bostwick. I met him at Dragon Con one year. Cool.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, they didn't put Bill Daly on the cover, did they? Oh, well, that's okay though. Still, do they have? Is that the complete series?
Yes, it is on Blu-ray.
Nice. That was right around the time when I first started getting old, man, and I got getting into the character. And again, as you know, they called him, yes, they couldn't call him that on the box art, but they called him Captain Marvel on the show.
The Marvel, yeah. This is awesome, you know, and it's funny because you like sitting right next to that is
There you go. I bought it too. I bought that. I didn't
yeah,
dislike the movie, but it just too much sticks in my craw. Too many. That's one where
yeah.
if you have to sit there and go all the time, it's not good.
I know. I mean, I tell you what, I was kind of upset in the first 15 minutes.
Yeah, I don't blame you. When,
Yeah,
when he went into the cave, actually when quote unquote Savannah
right,
went into the cave for the first time, and I'm
right.
trying to be fair, and he goes past, and you see that for a little second, you see a little worm thingy, it's Mr. Mind.
Yeah, Mr. Mind, right.
I'm geeking out. I got to admit it. And then of course, just too much wrong. And if you don't know the character, it's an entertaining movie. I really do
Right.
understand
And that's
that.
and that's what it is. They made it for an audience that that's not really just a fan of his. You know that dude. I got Captain Marvel comic books from the 70s all the way through. I have the Roy Thomas
Yes, Power
Shazam.
Stamp.
I have that one. I do have like you know
Yeah, I remember that hardcover there. I bought that
the
one
hardcover.
when it first came out. Beautiful book. A lot of the original
Oh man.
of the origin of that's based on the. Did you ever see the Tom Tyler movie serial Captain Marvel from the early '40s?
Yeah, I have that in black
That's
and white.
great. Love that. That's one of the best superhero movie serials of all.
Oh yeah, and it's like he goes Shazam, and all you see is like the puff of smoke, but it looked so. I mean, once
Yeah.
that smoke hit, it was just like in mere seconds.
Yeah.
Fucking Captain Marvel popped up. I was like, oh shit, I was impressed.
What was funny about that movie though, dude? He was flat up, straight out of murdering people.
Oh yeah. He was throwing people off of cliffs
He machine gunned some motherfuckers.
man, he was.
That was the '40s. That was before superheroes.
Right. This, that's back then, Captain America had a gun. So I mean,
yeah, and no shield. He just had a gun.
Right. So
yeah.
what can you say? But
that was a good one though.
Man, but you know what? It was the way they caught him in the way they had that mannequin like if it was flying in the air
on a string. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, but that shit looked good. It was like I was like, wow, I was impressed.
Which do you prefer, by the way? I don't know. Did you see the Kirk Allen movie serials with Superman?
Yeah, I got those.
Where they animated the flying scenes.
Right.
That was crazy looking, but it was kind of cool. Now,
yeah, it was kind of like right when he's jumping out the window, and
then it becomes a cartoon.
Right.
That was kind of fun though. It was weird.
Well, yeah, I mean, it adds to it's kind of like it adds that mysticism of you knowing that it's still, it's still Superman. It's kind of like it brings both realities, together to let you know, hey, look, this is still, you're Superman. Even though it's. You see him in reality, and you get to see him fly in cartoon form. It's it's a good way to kind of bridge the gap, a little bit.
Back in 1988, I was lucky enough to meet Kirk Allen and spend a lot of time with him, and I bought those serials from him. And man, that was meeting the first Superman. That was it because I love George Reeves, but he was already gone, as you know. And
right.
Kirk Allen, man, and he was a cool dude. It was really great, and that was special for me. So I love those serials.
Oh man, those were something special. Yeah, especially when it's the first like those black and whites. I got the Batman ones too.
Yeah, yes, there were two of those. Yeah, those are cool. I'll tell you though, on Captain Marvel though, when I was mentioning earlier my little list thing I was doing with the superheroes and stuff.
Yeah, let's go for it.
Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If you want to be here, if you want to come hang with me Saturday night, you're welcome to. Okay. So when I was counting, because I didn't think of I'm up to like 75 now, just putting them on my Facebook 5 at a time in picture form. But I didn't think company because I don't. I mean, I'm one of those that loves Marvel and DC. There are people who favor one or the other, which is fine. But someone asked me, so what do you got most of? I said, I don't know. Let me go count it. So I went and counted, and I realized when I'm counting the DC ones, as someone who's a big fan of comic book history, there's some of them I'm counting going, you know what? Yes, it's owned by DC now, but it didn't start there. A lot of them are appropriated by DC. Maybe a lot of them were not DC originally. A lot of the Golden Age characters weren't Captain America. I mean, Captain Marvel wasn't. He was Fawcett.
Right.
But they're owned by DC now. So whereas all the Marvel ones were owned by Timely and Marvel. But that's just me being silly.
Right. Actually, yeah, you're right. Like DC is actually a collective of a lot of different, comic book companies, and taking their most major characters, and that's how you got the Just Society of America right there. And
yeah, absolutely, they were national before they were DC. I love the Justice Society.
Oh man, look, the JSA by far to me is the greatest. I love them. To me personally, they're better than the Fantastic Four, the X-Men, the Avengers, the Justice League. You could run any team, and the thing is, it's not that they were all also well. Actually, they were, depending on which stage in their whole run are we talking about. There were times where they were.
Oh, I love them.
And,
I do have that. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No. I'm sorry. I didn't mean that. I did that a teams list before I did this one, just like 5 or 6, and right. I do have JSA at 6, but I do love them because right. I gotta admit, the Fantastic Four is one of my favorite things in life.
No, I understand.
And then there's Legion of Superheroes for me. Then there's JLA and Avengers and JSA. But I love the JSA, man.
You see that? The thing that I enjoy about them the most is that from any team that I've ever seen, they were always willing to sacrifice themselves for the other heroes. Like they're like, yo, look, we've been around too long. Let's jump into this first, and hopefully if something happens to us, then maybe the Justice League of America will be able to handle it. But that's how they did in 0 Hour.
Yeah.
And I mean, and there's so many times, dude, I love the JSA, man. I got a bunch of their books right here next to me, actually. This is my whole run of Green Lantern, Green Arrow.
Oh man.
Yeah, I got the originals. Look, I've been finding these books in mint condition, finding them in auctions for like 90 cents. People auctioning them off and nobody's buying them. So I'm just sitting here, scooping them up in mint condition. God,
yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, I got like this is one here. Then this.
Oh, Mike Grell cover. That was when Mike Grell was doing it. Love Grell.
Right. And it's.
I love that era.
Dude, I have so many. I mean, it's all of these here. It's.
You can bet both those guys were high up on my list. I love.
Oh yeah, you already know Mike Grell. Oh, I liked it when he drew the Spectre.
Grell was one of my favorite Legion artists. I loved him on Green Lantern, Green Arrow. I loved him on Warlord. And John Sable in the 80s. I was a big fan of that one. Neil Adams cover, have it. That's one of the DC specials. Oh man, dude, that's fantastic. I think I probably still have that one somewhere. Love it.
Yeah, I'm serious about the JSA, and then I have this
America versus the Justice Society.
Yep, I got the whole 4-part right here.
That's a good one. Did you get the one there was an 8-part miniseries, and then there was a series that lasted 10 issues that was by Lynn Straczynski and Mike Parabeck in the late.
Yeah, I got that. I got that right here next to me too.
I got that. Favorite.
Yeah, I think it was either 10 or 13 issues, but I have the whole run. It's when they came back out of limbo.
Yeah, and and it was Mike Parabeck who later.
Yeah, because
that's one of my favorite comics ever. Well, you probably have them. And that's I remember that special. Have that. Love it.
Yeah, but this is when they got sent to limbo.
That's right. They went to Valhalla.
Yeah, and they end up fighting to save the world from Ragnarok.
Yep. Yeah, you're right, man. I remember when I bought that. I remember when I first bought it and went home and read it. I was pissed off. I'm like, wait a minute now. Now they're not coming back. That's the way they're ditching them, man. Oh shit, I want them back. I love it. The
death of the Earth 2 Batman.
Dude, that comic had no distribution where I live because I live down in Louisiana, and I looked everywhere for it. Joe Staten did the art on the inside. It took me years later when I was running a comic shop in the 80s. This was late 70s right here.
Right.
Find this fucking comic, man.
Dude, I'm about to get me another one. About to get another issue. But this is the death of the Earth 2 Batman.
Yes,
So
it is.
and see, like I'm crazy about, like I say, Earth 2, Justice Society of America, Infinity Incorporated. You know, I mean, I'm serious about that.
I am too. I love the Earth 2
All-Star Squadron.
Oh yeah, bought them all. Bought them all. Man, I love the Earth 2 Robin.
Oh, he's awesome. Oh man, Earth 2 Robin. And I mean, I love the fact that he remained being Robin. After Batman was gone.
Hell yeah. You know, in Teen Titans, when they turned him into Nightwing, I was pissed.
Dude,
even though he was Earth 1.
Right. Well, you know, it's funny because I the next time we talk about Batman, that's which would be this coming Tuesday on Loki's show.
Cool.
We're gonna I'm gonna be pulling out my Teen Titans collection. It shows when I got the issue where he became Nightwing.
Yeah.
And then I got the issue where him and Kid Flash gave up being Robin and Kid Flash, and then I got the issue that they quit.
Oh yeah, dude, I was working in a comic shop when that new Teen Titans book came out. Man, it was all the rage. I couldn't keep it on the shelf. It was outselling X-Men.
Which version of the
new Teen Titans? And when they came out around 80, 81, with the Wolfman and Perez one.
Oh yeah, from the originals. Yeah.
It started kicking X-Men's ass in a lot. I mean, X-Men was huge, as you know.
Oh yeah, I mean, shit. I'm
Teen Titans, man.
I mean, the thing is, I'm actually getting, dude. I have issues of that over.
New Teen Titans.
I got comic books all over here, and I mean, I have gotten. Matter of fact, let me show you this, man. Since we're talking about Teen Titans, look what I scooped up, and this is what I'm really trying to.
Nice Nick Cardy cover. God, I love Nick Cardy.
So I'm real. I'm going back.
Oh man,
I'm going back getting the old shit. Like all the new shit, fuck that. I'm getting.
You said like a lot of my collector friends are like, "Fuck new crap. I'm going to buy old crap." Me too.
I mean, I tell you what. When it comes to the new shit, it depends on what the story is and who the character is. But I'm just not gung ho about that shit the way I used to be, man. I mean, it's especially going through these auctions and finding this for like $1. It's like, come on, man.
Wow.
It's like these people are just giving that shit away. And I'm like, dude, the only thing, it costs more for the shipping and handling than I do buying the comic.
Wow.
You know, I fucked around, spend $1 for this, shipping and handling is $5.
Jesus. That's amazing.
Dude, I got all these Green Lanterns for 90 cents. And I mean, these are in mint condition. They don't have not one crack. I look at the corners. I'm sitting there holding it in the light to see the reflection of the cracks. Smooth cover.
Amazing.
The binding, dude, and the way they ship it. I mean, if you own the comic book store, you know how the packing is just like, damn, you know, bubble wrapped and the cardboard and all this shit. I'm like,
well, there were no comic shops around when those Green Lanterns came out, so those are amazing shape because those were put on spinner racks, dude.
Right.
The ones you got right there.
Because they all have the.
Yeah, there were no comic shops at that point. So,
right. Yeah, they were basically being sold like in
drugstores,
they were like supermarkets and the real corner stores, gas stations, like you know.
7-Eleven. Yeah.
Yeah, basically you have to actually ring it up, you know, like scan it.
Yeah, I mean, had the UPC. So yeah,
exactly.
Those were on spinner racks. When you find something in that nice of shape, somebody bought it. They probably lived farther up north where they had a better climate. Say I live way down in Louisiana. Comics get ruined if you leave them in attics and shit like that.
Right.
So. Oh man, God, great Gil Kane cover looks like. I love Marvel. I think it's a Kane cover.
Yeah, Marvel. That's.
I love it.
Yeah, and I have dude, I've been getting them for, and again, to have this in mint condition.
Oh, that's incredible, dude.
I spent $2 on this one though. Because,
oh Lord.
Yeah, Jesus. But I mean, dude, and see that's the thing on my channel. Look. Let me show this to you, man.
Sure.
Look, this. Oh my bad. The Marvel team up was $1.35. Look,
Holy
this
shit!
is look. I don't know if you can see this in the light.
I
But
trust
look
you.
at the
No.
prices.
Unbelievable.
Those are the Green Lanterns you saw, and you see the Marvel Team Up number 16.
Jesus God, dude.
Dude, I just got this in the mail like a week ago.
Was that like eBay or something, or?
Yeah, but it's like I'm going in auctions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
like
That's amazing. Those prices are unbelievable.
dude,
I mean,
and
those are 80s prices.
and that's what's sitting in front of me. Like I said, you get so much more out of the shipping and handling.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean, just to get all this and it's in mint condition. That's the shit that has me like, wow. And trust me,
That's amazing.
There's been some books that I've had to send back because the dude to advertise NMVF, and then when I get it, shit got cracks and shit. I'm putting that shit right back in the wrapper, taping it back up, and I'm sending it right back to him. I'm like, dude, and I'm disputing it because this is not what you told me.
Yeah. Well, good.
So
you sound like a distinguished, definitely a discriminatory collector. That's for sure. You want them in good shape.
I mean, but that's the thing. If you advertise it that it's supposed to be in mint condition,
yes,
man, don't send it to me, in any less than what you advertised.
Yeah. No, I got you, man. That's fantastic, dude. You speaking my language. That is nothing that does my heart better. Seeing old Silver and Bronze Age comics. I was born in the Silver Age, but by the time I was getting on my bike and riding to the corner 7-Eleven and spending my grass cutting money on comics and a superhero cup Slurpee and a candy bar, it was the Bronze Age, and man, I love that stuff.
Yeah, matter of fact, it's funny because this package just came in. It was yesterday.
Nice. Oh my goodness. I love Wildcat. He made my list, by the way.
Oh yeah, Wildcat. Yeah, he's
Ted Grant. Great.
Yeah, Ted Grant. Oh, he's awesome, man. I mean, boxing champion.
Dr. Fate as well. Love him.
Oh yeah. Oh man, Dr. Fate, man. He's kick ass too. Oh, check this out. Look in mint condition. I had to get it because I love the franchise.
Oh my gosh, I have every one of those, dude. When that came out, I had a subscription for Marvel. I love that so much. I love Original Galactica. That was a damn good comic too. That right there is an adaptation of the first episodes.
Of the first
and
episode.
Then after that, Walt Simonson and others took over and did like new stories for the comic that weren't the show. And that was like about 22 issues, 23 issues. It was so good. It broke my heart when that comic got canceled. Dude, that's fantastic.
This thing is in mint condition, man. With no cracks. I mean, wow.
I love it. That was a great comic, and I love the show. I don't care what anyone says. I love Old Galactica.
Then for $1.
There you go. $1. Wow. Damn. There you go.
Because the thing is, I'm just trying to get the Weapon X, stuff. I mean, Wolverine is, it's whatever, but I'm trying to get just his Weapon X shit. I'm not trying to get Old Man Logan and none of that other shit. It's something about the way he became Wolverine. I always liked it. I had those comics and somebody stole about 4 or 5 boxes from me, man. I lost a lot of shit, man.
Do you have the Marvel Comics Presents the Barry Windsor Smith ones when they did Weapon X Origin?
Matter of fact, I'm starting to collect those, and that's why when I seen this one on sale for like $1 in mint condition, I was like, let me go ahead and get that because
that's a great price.
Because this is supposed to be the follow-up to that storyline.
Dude, when you get any comic like that for $1, when modern comics are fucking $3.99 and $4.99 too, and they're garbage,
right?
Dude, you're doing some damn good right there.
Let me man, you wouldn't believe what I got here, man. Let me see if I can
I'm loving seeing all this stuff. Oh, you got some new parcels? Those just came in?
Let me show you what I got for $7. This is here. This is for me in my collection. This has to be one of the biggest things here. You see this?
Crisis #1.
You see whose autograph is right here? Let me see if I can hit it. If I can hit the light, very good.
Is it George Perez or Marv Wolfman?
Marv Wolfman.
Yeah, Marv Wolfman.
for $7 in mid condition.
That's amazing.
It
Wow.
was it was being auctioned off, and
Nice.
I'm the only one that bid on it.
Nice. Nice. I
For
met him and
$7.
George. Nice. I met him and George. They're both nice.
Oh man, you know I was trying to get a Millennium Edition signed by both of them.
That'd be nice. Yeah.
And yeah, I did. You know, dude, he outbid me, man, so I couldn't.
Damn.
Yeah, but I mean, but for this one, for it to be so cheap, and the shipping and handling was like $3.50. So I was like, for like $11.
That ain't bad at all, dude. That's great.
Oh,
That's kicks ass right there.
dude, I mean,
Still have all my old prices. So does let's see. RR still has all those. Probably, I think he's referring to Crisis. Yeah.
and then I got some Ether Van Sciver autographed. You know, I got 3 Cyber Frogs #1.
Oh, cool.
And then
Nice.
yeah, look, there's some shit I ain't never saw before. But look, man, never thought this existed.
It's just Transformers. No. Yeah, I don't think I've seen that.
Yeah, I've never seen that, man.
What the hell's wrong with Wolverine?
I don't know. They drew him looking
like a balloon, huh? It's a balloon or some shit, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness.
Oh shit.
Avengers, Transformers, and yet there's Wolverine. Oh, that's right. He became an Avenger. I forgot.
Yeah, he did.
That's kind of
wow.
Bendis for me there.
There you go. Yeah, that's this is from 2007.
Okay. Never seen it. Seen to that.
Yeah, me neither. I was like, wow, you know.
I was kind of checked out of Marvel at that point.
Yeah, me, you know, I checked out of Marvel back in the 90s after right when they were going bankrupt, and they started every issue was like a hologram cover, you know, foil cover.
Oh my God, the foils and the
and the hologram, yeah, and all the embossed, all that.
Yeah, I hated them, man, dude. Marvel, and then they did even worse with stupid Heroes Reborn. I mean, Deformed, they should have called it.
Yeah, Heroes Reborn. Ooh. Yeah,
that was garbage. Man. It didn't last long, granted, but Jesus Christ, that's some great stuff you got there, though, man. I love it. I've been trying to collect. I haven't been collecting as much, but I got some buddies that I'm a big collector of Treasury editions. And so I got a few more of those to go, but I got a buddy of mine who just finished this. I'm sure you remember Treasury editions.
What's that?
The big giant tabloid size comics. Most were reprints.
You talking about like the Batman versus Hulk and all that?
That was a Treasury edition. That was actually an original story. Most of them were reprints, but some of those were the first Superman, Spider-Man, the second
Superman, Spider-Man.
Right, that format. I'm a big.
Wasn't there a Superman versus Wonder Woman?
There was, and there was also a Superman versus Shazam, and Superman versus Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I remember the Muhammad Ali one. That one's real. That was a real famous one right there.
I have all those, but there were like a few that I don't have. But I'm about like 60 to 70%, most of them, and then of course prices are stupid on them now. Marvel and DC. Marvel called them Treasury editions, and almost all the Marvel ones are reprints. Right. Some of the DC ones are, but you had those ones you and I were just talking about that were new. And so a buddy of mine just ended up getting all of them. When I say all, not just Marvel and DC, every other company that did them too. And that's insane. But he got them all.
That shit would be expensive, man.
Ooh, now they're. Yeah, there was a time like in the 80s I was snagging them for $3 and $4 or $5 everywhere because you couldn't find them a lot when they first came. The first Superman Batman one from 1976 though, that wasn't. They had ads for it. I remember when I was reading it. When the first time I saw that ad for that in a comic book, I about lost my shit as a damn 11-year-old. When I was 12 when it came out,
right?
I went all over town trying to find that thing. I forced my mom to make me. I found it. I still have my copy of it, and good God, Superman meeting Spider-Man. That still blows your mind, you know, when you just back then it really did.
Right.
And then of course they did a sequel to it, which was okay, but Batman Hulk is underrated, in my opinion.
Oh man, I mean, that's you have the Joker trying to play, trying to play Hulk for stupid, man,
Yeah.
and and
Yeah.
have, hey, hey, he's not your friend, go get him. It's like a Hulk smash. I was like, oh shit.
And then
Oh
Batman
yeah, that
was
was
able to hurt the Hulk. People were
yeah, that was
Batman able to knock the wind out of the Hulk. I'm like, he's Batman. Come on.
man.
But yeah,
That
great
was
book. So, and then when they finally did X-Men Teen Titans and they didn't do it in a Treasury format, I was
right.
pissed.
Yep, that's and and it had the Phoenix.
Yeah, and it was Marvel's turn, and I wanted Perez to do that one, but they wouldn't let him because he was with DC at the time, and Jim Shooter, who was running Marvel, was pissed off that he left. So I like Walt Simonson, but he wasn't really the right artist for that book.
No.
It was still a good comic.
Yeah, I almost won it twice in the auction, man. I keep getting beat out for that one, man.
Really? Oh, you got to get it if you can. If you can get it at a decent price, it's good. Good to have.
Yeah, I'm still waiting to get that one because that's the version of the Teen Titans that I'm collecting. I'm getting the original from the '60s. I'm getting all those. Then I'm getting all the ones from the early '80s, and then even when they did the new Teen Titans, when they did the #1 where it has Nightwing on the cover.
Yeah, that's called the Baxter format.
Yeah, that's I'm getting those too. Because I think like the covers were painted.
Yes, and that was a really beautiful cover. And,
oh yeah,
what
I
happened?
have that one. That one should be coming either tomorrow or Friday.
Right. That became a comic book shop exclusive comic, and they started from that new #1, and the regular Titans book became Tales of the Teen Titans, and after it ran its course, it became reprints.
So yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and I have the original run and I have the reprints.
Nice.
So I have it when it turned into the Tales of the Teen Titans. I have all those too. Yes. So yeah,
that book was so popular at that point. I mean, again, X-Men was all the rage till New Teen Titans came out in 1980, I believe it was. Man, I couldn't keep them.
Man, that was
and it was so good.
Yeah, matter of fact, that was with the Judas contract and with Deathstroke, and that was some good shit, man.
It was great, man. It was great stuff, and again, it was good for a long. And Perez did it for a long, long time.
Yep.
And but I'm a big Legion of Superheroes fan, and that will always. As I like the X-Men and everything, but before it was Titans X-Men. A lot of people don't know this. The plan was going to be Legion and X-Men. And Titans just took the popularity away.
Oh wow!
Changed it because Dave Cockrum did Legion before he did X-Men.
Right.
So that would have been cool to see that. But
was it going to be just Legion or I mean Legion of Superheroes, or was it going to be with Superboy?
No, it was going to be Legion of the Superheroes. Hopefully with Superboy and the X-Men. Wow. But at that point, Superboy kind of left the group a little bit.
Right.
But yeah, then all of a sudden, Jim Shooter kept causing trouble because he was mad at DC. I mean, I like Jim Shooter, but he did a lot of stupid shit. And he's the one that cost us the original Avengers Justice League team up.
I didn't know that.
JLA Avengers, it was going to be in the early 80s, right after the X-Men Teen Titans came out.
I didn't know that.
George Perez drew about 40 pages of it, and it was with those two lineups. And I was so excited. But George Perez had left Avengers and to go to DC to work on Justice League, then later Teen Titans. And Shooter was pissed off. And it was Marvel's turn. They took turns with those team ups. And it was Marvel's turn. So he wouldn't let Perez do it. So that first JLA, they did JLA Avengers later in the 90s.
Yeah, I have that. I have that in the right here next to me.
Well, the first one didn't get done in the early 80s, and that was the group I wanted to see. That was the one I wanted to see. And so anyway, many years I'm at a con in Dallas.
So you mean the team of the JLA when it was like when it had like the Red Tornado and Hawkman and Green Arrow?
Yes.
And oh man.
That early 80s group.
Right. Yeah. Oh, that would have been smooth with Red Tornado and that would have been.
There's a picture from it right there. I don't know if you can see it because we're covering it up a little bit.
Yeah, with Zatanna and Firestorm.
Storm, yeah, and Star Fox.
Elongated Man.
Yes, which pretty much was the group I love, even though that was a different costume for Zatanna. But see, that was when Perez had left
Right.
to go to Justice League. Then he went to thing. But here's the weird part about the whole thing. So we fans who wanted to see that didn't get it. And I'm at a con in 1994 talking to George Perez, and all of a sudden, Rob Liefeld, of all people, walks up to him, gives him 20 grand because they made a deal the week before for the 40 pages done of that book, JLA, to buy. So Rob Liefeld bought the goddamn pages of that book, and I got to watch him hand them to him. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to beat these guys up and steal these things. I'm like, oh shit, dude. So yeah, that's a weird story, but yeah, it's just. And then later when they did it in the 90s, man, late 90s, when they finally did it, I didn't like any of the lineups, so I didn't buy them. I was just not into. I didn't like that. And I know it was Perez, man, but I can't stand Kyle Rayner, and I can't stand a lot of the people that were in the JLA, and the Avengers. So like a jack off, I just didn't buy them,
Yeah, I mean,
and now they're stupid money, by the way.
No, actually, you can actually still get them for $1. Trust me.
Really? The comics?
Look, yeah, dude. I'm look.
Oh, okay. The hardcover.
I'm gonna tell you about all this. So I mean, it's matter of fact.
The hardcovers are expensive, but I'm glad to hear that the.
No, let me because what I got was I got the original comics. The month, like as soon as it hit, I was there that Tuesday or Wednesday to go pick it up. So yeah, and I got all 4 issues. Now I know you got DC versus Marvel, right?
You mean the trade or the which one?
No, I got the original copies. I mean, you have a copy?
I was pissed off at both Marvel and DC, so I think I have it somewhere, but I have to check it. Dude, I checked out of DC with Xerox hours, I like to call it. It pissed me off because I hated what they did to Hal Jordan, and I was gone until Green Lantern Rebirth and Jeff Johns, whom I loved at the time, fixed that. I wouldn't buy a DC book. I was so mad at him, dude. I was buying a lot of other books. I wasn't buying Marvel either that much. Occasional book here and there, but
I
mean, over a decade, I was mad at DC, man. I was buying other stuff.
All right. Yeah. Look, there's the place that I've been getting all my books, all these books. Mm-hmm. It's a site called hipcomics.com.
Okay. Right.
Just hip HIP comics, comic. Yeah, hipcomic.com. Yeah, it's
that sounds like the title of an old Golden Age comic, Hip Comics. In fact, I know there was a Golden Age comic called Hip Comics. That's hilarious.
Yeah, and then they do a shitload of auctions. And, the thing is, the thing you have to watch out for is making sure that, you get what they said they're going to give you. Right. And they've been good with everything so far. So there's no complaints. Make sure that everything is returnable. Just, that way, if you get it, it's not to your liking, you can send that shit back and you get your full refund. Another thing too is
package very well.
Oh yeah, they come, dude. Let me show you, man. They come.
My mailman puts shit out in the rain sometimes. My mailman put a package of a trade paperback comic I ordered the other day. He put the fucking package on the porch where it got rained all over.
Yeah, it's.
There you go.
Like you see this. It's like it comes. You can open up, and it opens up like this. So it has double protection. And sometimes what they do is they'll wrap it a couple times in bubble tape.
Good.
And then close it up in here like this, and then all of a sudden it's
Good. Almighty Sports Show. Good to see you there, brother. Hey, Rich.
Yeah. So I mean, it's and then from here they'll either mail it like this, or they'll put this in a package and then mail it, and then have it all taped up. That way the comic book is not moving around while it's in the package, because they still leave a little bit of space to where if someone wants to shake it, it might fuck it up. So
nice.
Yeah, the packaging is.
Well, that's good. My fucking mailman left a package, a trade paperback I ordered the other day. Dude, the package got soaked. If it had not been, I ordered off of eBay, that seller had it good with some bubble wrap and stuff.
Right.
The package was soaked because it poured down there, and miraculously the book was okay. And that's rare.
Well, that means that dude did his job.
Yeah, I was proud. Because a couple years ago, that happened to me. I ordered from two. I don't know if you remember Tomorrows. They make all my favorite magazines. I ordered from them one time, and a package got soaked out there, and it ruined all my magazines and books I ordered from the guy. But I wrote him an email, and they were really cool about it. I said, "Look, I've been friends with John, who's run this company since the '90s. I was one of his first customers, man. Can you help me out?" And they said, "I don't even have to." Oh, you don't have to do that. Yeah, sure, man. And they sent me all kind of free stuff, and they replaced everything. I love Tomorrows. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They do Back Issue Magazine, which is my favorite, Alter Ego, and the Jack Kirby Collector. They do all those, and a lot of comic history mags and books. So yeah, I love them.
No, I don't think I've ever. I don't think I've ever heard of them.
Dude, as you know, since I don't buy any new comics, my favorite thing on comics are magazines about comics now. Back Issue and Alter Ego and Jack Kirby Collector. But I mean, I look forward to that more. I don't have any comics to read, but I love reading about comic history. So.
Oh, I got that's yeah. I mean, the history of it is always you can hear so many good stories from the history of just comics, man. Especially just the way they come up with everything. It's an amazing world, and I just hate that the way shit's been. It's like a lot of us feel like we got pulled away from that shit, man. And it's like now I'm trying to find a way to get back in.
Yeah.
And I see buying fucking comic books for 50 cents or 90 cents or just dude, and I'm getting them in mint condition. It's like I could buy comic books and still have, money to pay bills. It's like I don't have to concentrate and just think, well, damn, I just blew $50.
Yeah, that's great, man. I love it.
Man.
Do you ever go hit cons or comic shops and buy a bunch of stuff also, or not? I mean, before all the quarantine crap. I mean,
last year, I'm over here in Houston, and
we're close by, man. We're neighbors.
Oh yeah, all right.
Baton Rouge. So we're close.
Okay, there you go. And there's a con that came out here called Comic Palooza.
Yeah, I've heard of it. I have friends that have been to that one.
And so I was there, went last year, first time. Shame on me. I've never been to a comic book convention. My daughter wanted me to go. She went the year before.
Cool.
Her mom took her, and her mom didn't know who all the characters were. But when they came back and were like, "Look, we took pictures." I'm like, "Oh, that's Deadpool. That's this. That's that." And they were like, and then her mother looks at me like, "Well, it looks like she went with the wrong person." So, last year, my daughter was like, "Dad, it's that time. Let's go." So we went, and man, I see Neil Adams over there.
Oh yeah, wow.
And
cool.
I mean, it's crazy because now he's, you got the quartering and people just jumping on his ass because he's been saying a lot of crazy shit lately.
He's always said crazy shit though, dude. I love his art, but he's a nut.
And but I'm sitting there telling my daughter about him and and his importance in comic books. And he's sitting there listening to me. He's just looking at me and he's autographing. So I'm sitting there talking to her, and then by the time I looked up, there was like 7-8 people around me trying to figure out, trying to listen to what I was telling her. I was like, oh shit. So this guy comes through the crowd, right? Through the like 7-8 people, and he was like, hey, he taps me on the shoulder, and I turn around. He's like, hey, you like Neil Adams? I was like, yeah. He's like, hey, his son Joel Adams is right behind you.
Yeah.
Why don't you come meet him? And I turned around, and he, his son draws King of the Hill.
You mean he worked on the cartoon, you mean?
No, yeah, I mean, his son is the actual artist that Neil Adams' son, Joel Adams.
Yeah.
He draws King of the Hill.
Oh, the comic?
The cartoon.
He worked on the animation, you mean?
Yeah, he's the artist.
I knew he was an artist. I didn't know he worked on that though. Nice.
Yeah.
I've met him.
Yeah. So I took pictures with him, and he had like King of the Hill meeting Adam West and Burt Ward.
Love it.
So they had the Batmobile, and he autographed all that, for me and my daughter. So he's sitting there taking pictures with us, autographing, like we got like 2 or 3 different King of the Hill pictures, and cool. One is Bobby and everybody just, around the Batmobile. Bobby's looking inside, and the the rest, Hank is talking to uh, Adam West, and Burt Ward's to the side chilling with one of the other characters, and it's just and it's parked in his yard, the Batmobile, and he drew the whole thing and he autographed it, and
Nice.
yeah, I mean it was awesome. I met Dan Jurgens.
Oh yeah, cool.
Oh, he's a very nice guy, man. Just
Yeah.
awesome dude, man. Yeah.
Nice.
It was.
I'll tell you, man, when you meet your favorites, the times I got to meet Adam West were some of the best times. When, like, I see, my geekness started when I was less than 2 years old. When that show first came on TV, the first word I can say, according to my parents, was Batman. They run around singing Batman, Batman as a child, in a diaper, wearing a towel as a cape. That's it. That's how it started. That's my gateway.
There
And
you go.
then when I'm like 20 years old or something like that, he came to Baton Rouge. He and Burt Ward in costume, World of Wheels, and got to meet him and talk to him a bunch of times. Saw him about a few other times at cons here and there. Always super nice. But as a comic book geek, the two greatest geek experiences of my life were the times I got to meet and spend time with the great Jack Kirby, the king of comics. They were the best.
Wow.
And that is the most, I mean, just the nicest guy. He created all my favorite characters. He was just my all-time favorite comic book artist, the greatest creative force, in my opinion, ever in comics. And when you meet somebody like that and they're nice to you instead of disappoint you,
right?
So it's just the comic book people. Most of them have been really cool that I've met.
Yeah, I mean, Dan Jurgens was awesome. When he was actually getting ready to leave when I walked up on him. He was just finishing drawing a picture of Booster Gold.
Nice. I like Booster.
And I walked up on him, and this big dude bigger than me. I'm 6'3". I weigh 330. And this dude taller, bigger than me. Looks like he was working security. He walks up to him. He's like, "Hey, give this to so and so." And he gave him. And he said, "Make sure that he has my money tomorrow before I leave." The dude was like, "All right, Dan." He walked off with the picture. And then it looked like some gangster shit. And I was like, what? And I was like, all right. But he was like, hey, I was getting ready to go. I was just finishing this up. And I was like, well, and he shook my hand. I was like, it's just a pleasure to meet you. He was like, man, he said, I appreciate that. And he said, come here. And, so I came close to him and he grabbed my badge and he autographed it. And he was like, man, just enjoy yourself, man. And I was like, all right, thank you. And, he said, I hope I catch you around the next time. I was like, that's cool. Then I went around the corner and I see Doug Inglewood. I'm not sure if you're familiar who he is, but he's the guy that colored the Death of Superman.
I know he didn't. It's not Inglesham? Is it Inglewood? Maybe it is. I don't know.
No, it's because I have.
Right, no, I got. Or is it Hazelwood? Doug Hazelwood.
Hazelwood. There you go. Hazelwood. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Yeah. Doug Hazelwood.
Yeah, he was a well-known DC colorist. Yeah.
Right. And he autographed this Teen Titans comic book where Damian became the leader of the Teen Titans.
Oh, it must have been a newer one then, yeah.
Yeah, it's a newer one, and he colored that one and he autographed it for me in gold. So it looks pretty cool and shit. And yeah, he's a very nice guy. I hung out with him and his wife for like a whole hour, and they were just some of the nicest people, man.
Nice. Oh man, that's incredible.
I mean, he's in his 70s. He was like 74, 75.
Yeah. Wow.
So it's like and a lot of these dudes, what he was telling me is like, it was sad. He was like, man, a lot of us have to come to these cons, even though we're a lot older, but that's the only way we really get money, because there's no plan after comic books or when you get older. There's no insurance. There's nothing. So if you wasn't wise with your money when you was making it, being in the business, by the time you get older and you're thinking about retiring, you have some kind of health issues, you need money, for different things. A lot of artists, they don't have anything.
You're right. There's a fund for that. I mean, that's why the Jack Kirby's family and run by his granddaughter has a fund they do for comic book artists. I forget the name of it at the top of my head, but they run one of those where they try to help out artists like that who can't get work anymore and they can't do anything because they didn't have any kind of plan. Because back then artists got screwed, most of them.
Of course.
Mike Grell's still working. He's getting old. I mean, I'm a friend of mine. I met him a few times. He's a great dude. A buddy of mine's real close friends with Grell, and he's busting his ass going all over the place still. Adams is no spring chicken. He's got to go everywhere.
Right. Yeah. I mean, Neil Adams, shit, man. I mean, it's funny. He had security with him too.
Did he?
Yeah. I just was looking, and it was like, and it was like around him, like it was these two, big motherfuckers, and with black shirts, kind of like one was on one end and one was on the other. And then when somebody would walk up to get an autograph, they'll get kind of closer to him, let them autograph it. They'll pay him, and then when they walk off, that's when they'll back away and kind of get back into their corners. I was like, what the fuck is this?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't. Maybe he was threatened. I'm not sure. Maybe he thinks somebody's gonna, endanger him.
I don't know. Look, I love his art, but he's always been kind of nutty. But
man, his autographs were expensive. I'm talking about $200-$300.
Oh, it's ridiculous. Shit. I got a buddy of mine who could afford that kind of stuff. He gets Neil to do stuff for him all the time, and he collects original art and things. And he says that Neil is the most expensive of all the ones he deals with.
Oh,
but
man,
he still deals with him though. He gives Neil a lot of money.
Man, it's that shit. I seen that shit. He had stacks of already pre-autographed comic books, different kinds of Batman, anniversary editions, 350, 500, different things. He just, like things that he actually drew, different anniversary issues and stuff.
Yeah,
and,
sure.
Yeah, I mean, it was just all kind of shit, Green Arrow, Green Lantern stuff he autographed, and I'm just looking, but dude, the shit was expensive, and it's funny because right in front of him was the guy that drew Venom, the Lethal Protector. I forgot his name. I be ashamed. Huh?
Older guy, younger guy.
It's an older guy.
I don't know.
He should be like maybe in his 50s, 60s. But he's not as old as like Neil Adams or Doug Hazelwood.
Right.
He's a veteran. He's like he has a Spanish name too.
Oh, man.
Pablo? Is it Pablo?
Oh, Pablo Marcos?
Because the thing is, the Venom movie was based off of his Venom miniseries. It was the first one that Venom ever had. The first time it was like Venom with the reddish burgundy
the cover.
metallic cover. Yeah, it's the dude that wrote that is where they based the Venom the movie off of that storyline. Not so much page by page, but just kind of like about Venom being protecting people and and doing shit. That's him being like the anti-hero. It came from that story. So he was sitting there. Venom was coming out last year, and he was trying to promote, hey, look, I'm the guy that drew the Lethal Protector. The movie's based off of my Venom run. And
was that Sal? Was that something like some guy? If I remember, it was a guy named De La Rosa or something.
De La Rosa. I think it's Sam De La Rosa.
Sam or Sal? Maybe Sam.
I think it's Sam De La Rosa. That's him. That's him.
He was old, yeah. He did a lot of inks and different pencils and yeah, you're right. I think people like Mark Bagley and Ron Lim worked on that book for a while as well, I believe. But yeah, so he was making some money off of that stuff. Well, that's good.
Right. So at his booth, he had a big old banner of that Venom, with from the first issue.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was a nice guy.
Cool.
He had a stack of comics that he already autographed, and I was going through them, and then one of them says for free, so I picked it up, and I said, "Man, is this really for free?" He said, "You know what?" He said, "I couldn't tell you how many people looked through that box, and you're the first person that picked up the fact that it was for free. It's yours." And it was autographed and everything. It was matter of fact, it was what was that? You remember that thing where Marvel had from A to Z all their heroes and villains.
Yeah, Marvel Universe Handbook. Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of those, and it was the
Nice.
one he did the one that was the issue was the H issue with the Hulk.
Okay.
And he drew, I think, one of the either the whole book or some of the characters on some of the pages, but he autographed that, and that was what was free. And he was like, "Man, it's yours."
Nice. Yeah, man, cool. It's fun when you go to Wisconsin, meet those people and stuff like that.
Yeah, it is.
I'm glad you got to go to one there. We got, I've been going for so long, for like 40 something years, but I always enjoy the smaller ones now. Because I went to Dragon Con for almost like 20 years, and that's like 6 hotels long with hundreds of thousands of people. It's a big cosplay con. It's in Atlanta. And I just over the past few years finally stopped going. But occasionally when we have these small one-dayers or whatever around here, around where I am, and some of my buddies from the Gulf Coast who are big-time collectors will come down. We'll spend the whole Saturday rating their whatever they got at the con, comics-wise, just like you order them and stuff, and then hitting comic shops and stuff, which I love to do. That's more fun to me than going to a con with all the big, names and everything.
Right.
But I do love,
you're gonna have to let me know when something like that pops off. Once things get a little better out there,
Yeah, hell yeah, you're gonna have them coming back there once they, I'm sure. Well, you got good ones there, but the smaller ones are more fun for just finding cool stuff. Here's the thing about when it comes to meeting comic people now, though. For me, and everyone's different, right? But for me, all of the great creators that I'm a big fan of, not all, that was wrong to say all, a great percentage of them have kind of passed away because I'm a fan of, there are very few of them left now.
Right.
Put it like that. Are the greats that, in my opinion, are the great, the masters, that worked in the golden age. Almost all of them are gone. Silver age, most of them are gone. Bronze age, you got a few. Neil Adams still around, people like that. Mike Grell. Romita's actually still around. He's old, but just a couple of weeks ago, one of my favorite Marvel inkers and artist, Joe Sinnott, passed. He was in his 90s. And Joe Sinnott was amazing, and
wasn't that about 2 or 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, and he was my favorite Kirby inker. He was a great inker and artist himself, but as far as inker on Kirby, he was on FF especially, he was my favorite, and I always wanted to meet him. Never got the chance. I got to meet most of my favorite comic artists and writers, but there's still some I never will ever meet, And actors too. I got to meet all the original Star Trek cast except Leonard Nimoy. That's a bummer. I never got to meet him.
Oh man. Kirk, man, if I can just I want an autograph. I want a Shatner autograph.
I got to shake his hand, but I couldn't get his autograph, but two of my friends managed it. It was at a World of Wheels thing in the mid 80s when he wasn't that, when he was kind of needing money.
I understand. When probably a few years before he started doing Tech War, right?
It was a little before that. He was in the middle of doing some of the Trek movies and T.J. Hooker. He was doing better, but he was still doing. Put it like this: now it's about $300-400 to breathe his air for 2 minutes now.
Right.
That was $5 to walk into a place and shake his hand. Up and you get to walk by him. Hey, how you doing? Met him. I made a couple of dumb wisecracks, and he said, "Well," and that was it. That was my conversation with William Shatner, ladies and gentlemen. But I called into Larry King radio show back in the 80s and talked to him on the phone, and he pretty much just kind of said, "Yeah, get out of here, kid." But I got to talk to him anyway.
Right.
Yeah, so love that guy. But yeah, man, I tell you what, it's I think Saturday night I'm gonna just the past couple of weeks we've been doing specific comics. I'm just gonna do these characters this week because a couple of my different friends, like week before, I didn't get to do one past Saturday. Saturday before last, a buddy of mine, we talked about the great comic Astro City, one of my all-time favorite comics. I don't know if you're familiar with it.
Yeah, I remember when it came out, but I haven't read not one page. So.
Wonderful book. It was wonderful. Love that one. And the week before that,
the art and the covers looked fantastic. But,
Alex
it was one of those things that I was so tied up into so much other shit.
I understand. Sure.
man, when Astro City came out, comic books were still rocking. So I mean, there was so much to choose from. It's just whether you ventured out that far to, and I was mainly DC, Marvel, and maybe McFarlane's
Image.
Image, right?
Astro City was an Image book, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, but Image, man, if it wasn't Spawn or the Pit
originally, yeah,
right, or or the Max,
Sam Keith.
Yeah, I mean that's when it actually I think that's when the first that kicked off. That's when I was messing around, and I still got my Spawn #1 in mint condition.
Yeah, I got you. I had that. But I love Astro City. It was 1995 it came out. Remember I told you how I was pretty much divorced from Marvel and DC at the time, so I was looking for other things. And I love that book. Can't believe this is like the 25th anniversary, so such a brilliant comic. It's just unbelievable. And then was it the week before that we did Justice, which was a book and from the early aughts. Alex Ross did it. It was a DC book where he painted it.
Oh, I heard. As a matter of fact, when I was looking through those auctions, I had seen those. I seen like people were selling the issues. They were fucking for like $1.50, $1.25.
Yeah,
I was
cheap.
like,
there are 12 of them.
man.
Brilliant story. Again, I remember reading it when it came out and liking it and all. I don't know if this ever happens to you in your life that much, but especially when you get old, you'll read something one point, you think, that was okay, but you might forget about it. And 20 years later, you read, I forgot, I didn't realize that was, I got more out of it this time. And it was phenomenal. It was a great story. And now it's tough for me to read a regular comic because I'm old and my eyes start hurting. So I came out with, I know it's a heresy. I still want the physical copies, but digital allows me to read by casting my phone to the TV screen and reading big old comic book panels on a big wide screen.
Right.
And that's a wonderful way to read comics. Don't get me wrong. I still always buy the physicals, but man, I could sit there for hours and read a comic and my eyes won't hurt.
You mean like you're going through like Comixology?
Yeah, I got some from them, and I was using the stupid DC app, but they're done for apparently.
Yeah, dude, I heard about what the fuck happened with DC Universe, man. I
heard too, but is it true that they're dead?
Oh, yeah. The bad part about it was for all the people that just subscribed or paid for that, their subscription, because they were doing it year subscription or month to month, or whatever.
I'm one of them. Yeah.
Whoever paid, the money's non-referral. You can't get your money back.
Well, I mean, you talking about you can't stop subscribing, or because
no. The thing is, there were people that had paid, and then all of a sudden,
for like the whole year. You mean?
Yeah.
I pay monthly, so good.
Okay, well, but even then, if let's say if you had just paid for it, and then they cut it off in the middle of the month, they just fucked you.
Yeah, but it's only in my case, it's only $8. So to hell, but yeah, if I paid a year, I'd be pissed.
Oh yeah, I mean,
what you're saying. So hopefully I'm okay with I can handle the $8, but I ain't no rich man.
Well, it's one of those things where I was wondering why Stargirl is to the CW. They shipped Swamp Thing to the CW, and then the thing is the Titans are going to go to HBO Max because you got Robin talking about fuck Batman, so you can't put that on the CW now. So
me off so bad. I watched the first half hour of that one. I'll never watch it again. They can suck it when they say fuck Batman. I hate that, man. Call me old fashioned, man.
Let me ask you this: I could be wrong, but is the Titans is it written by Akiva Goldsman, or am I wrong, or what?
No, I think you're right. It would figure, wouldn't it? Because he's an asshole.
I think I heard that shit somewhere. I was like, oh.
I think that's true, but I couldn't swear to it. But when you have Robin or Dick Grayson, yes, Batman and Bruce Wayne and Dick Grayson have their issues, right? Saying if he hauls off and punches Batman, fine. If he says fuck Batman, it's indecent. Superheroes don't need to be doing that kind of shit. So call me an old man, and I am an old man. I'm about to be 56 years old. But fuck that. That's something Dick Grayson would never do.
No, I agree. I mean, that's why some of the shit that I was seeing fucking Captain Marvel, Billy Batson doing in this movie was like, that's not Billy Batson wouldn't do that shit.
No, he wouldn't. I mean, they made him the criminal Billy Batson kind of. Not as bad as the fucking comic. Dude, but in 2011 or whatever that was, well, I hated Screw 52, but not too long after that, when they did that Shazam one, I remember I didn't buy any of that shit, but it was at a Barnes and Noble or something, and I looked in that back of that Justice League or whatever, with that first one with their new Shazam shit,
Right.
and when I saw what they did to Billy Batson, I wanted to fucking throw up. I'm like, this is sick. This is not my
Yeah.
Captain Marvel. This is not my Billy Batson.
You know what this is?
Yes, I do, unfortunately.
This is the
That's the one.
whole run.
Okay. I remember
this
seeing
is,
them.
Yeah, this is got them for 50 cents each.
Yeah.
In mid condition, I was like, well, if I'm as much as I already got them read it in Comixology because my brother has all this shit in Comixology, but just to have the actual physical copies, when I saw it, they were that cheap.
Sure.
I was like, yeah, but it was like, I still was kind of like, because I just seen the movie and I know this shit. We're watching the Jeff Johns fucking Shazam. Oh man, I wish he just didn't do that, man. And
sad.
He killed the Marvel family. What the fuck? I mean, dude. So there's no more Captain Marvel Jr. and Mary Marvel is. No. Come on,
no, you're right. Dude, that's why I hated Flashpoint. I mean,
Flashpoint, yeah.
I call it Flashpoint Paradix because I watched that shitty animated movie. Look, DC animated universe used to be so good, and then when they started doing Screw 52 shit, and they had shit like Wonder Woman decapitating Mira or Aquaman or whatever, and the whole ugly shit they did. And look, deconstructing superheroes is one thing. Alan Moore was brilliant the way he did it with Watchmen and some other things.
Right.
When you turn these superheroes too ugly and they do too much ultra violent shit, you can call me an old man. I don't care. I am one, and I just don't want to see that kind of shit.
That's true.
That's not my heroes, man. They should be heroes, not murderers, shit like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's and like I was trying to explain last night. We were talking about, Superman.
Loki's here. Loki! Hey, man.
Hey, what's up?
Loki popped in. Man, you popped in. I didn't even see you there, my brother. Loki. Thank you for popping in there, my friend. I got your buddy here, man. He knows his shit, man. This 24 guy, man, I'm jealous of this, man. He knows some stuff.
Oh, shit. Yeah, there's my old partner in crime right there, yeah.
Yeah.
I was like me and him was talking last night. It's like you get to see how the new 52 rolled around, and you get to see like a whole different kind of Superman, and he's not the same. He has a chip on his shoulder. He's a lot darker. He's not with Lois Lane.
No, he went with Wonder Woman. I mean,
he went Wonder Woman, and that's the thing. I was explaining to him. I said, there's a reason why everything happened in the New 52. And he was like, "What you mean?" I said, "Dude, the way it was all explained at the end, Dr. Manhattan stepped in, right when Barry Allen was fixing the New 52, so everything could be back to the way it was."
I'm gonna kick Jeff John's fucking face. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say that. Just threaten anybody. I hate him though. Sorry.
Yeah, he's like, no, it's cool. It was like Dr. Manhattan stepped in right when he was getting ready to turn things back to what it was before Flashpoint. Dr. Manhattan comes in, screws with some things, and it turns into the New 52.
Yeah. Let me tell you something. As a Watchmen fanatic, dude, there's only one true Dr. Manhattan in this, and if Alan Moore didn't write it, it ain't Watchmen. Fuck that shit. Moore's a crazy person, yes.
Right.
But it's a maxi series from 1986 to 87. I bought them all. I'm the first person on the planet, I think, to cosplay Rorschach. It's possible anyway, and we'll run a costume contest doing it. And I love Watchmen. I don't want all of my superheroes to be like Watchmen. But when they started doing sequels, the movie's got its faults. It's like a silly popcorn movie. It's not. I got a lot of problems with what Snyder did with it, but visually it looks good. But Watchmen's one thing to me. It's that comic and that comic alone. The movie's okay. Fuck the HBO shit movie or TV show, and fuck Beyond Watchmen and putting Dr. Manhattan in the real DC universe. Fuck you, Jeff Johns and Jim Lee, Dan Dildo, you turds. Sorry, man. I get wound up about that stuff.
No. You good. You good. I just you know, and it's funny because I'm I know you own a comic book store. I know you kept your ear close to what was happening with the books. At that point, you got the New 52 Superman show up, and then while by the time you was reading his book for a little bit, there's a story about this character that's hiding out in the shadows, and that's Clark Kent.
Yeah.
So a lot of people don't understand that Superman and Lois Lane, along with Wally West, they got kicked out of the DC universe. They got kicked out of what we know as his existence, and that's where they got put into Convergence.
Yeah, I heard about it. Of course, I had friends.
And in Convergence, what it is it's like a war world of different realities.
Yeah,
and people are fighting for their existence. So you have our real Superman, along with Lois Lane, with Wally West, trying to battle Parallax and different versions of different heroes and villains from different different times in DC's history. And they're all battling to see who's going to win. Some of them die, and it's crazy. You get to see Earth 2 Robin pop up. You get to see him and the original Huntress, and then you get to see Clark Kent, and then he ends up he got Lois pregnant, which he couldn't do in this come on, Superman can't do nothing with Lois. He would have killed her.
Right.
But over there in another dimension, I guess he was able to do something, and he comes back with Jonathan Kent.
Well, yes. Also on Earth 2, they got married, but
Yeah, in Earth 2, yeah. I mean, I saw that, but it's like, but he comes out of Convergence with a son.
Yes, Jonathan Kent. Man, fucking DC. Could you explain to me why it's necessary? It's not a side thing. It's similar. Why in the flying fuck does Jor-El have to be alive? That's John's bullshit right there.
Yeah, I mean,
Dick, why? And now he's an asshole too. Not just alive. He and Bendis, he's alive and he's a prick.
Right.
Ugh, fucking DC, man.
Yeah.
I don't know what you're talking about, but it's similar along the same shit lines.
Man, just to see that, and then to keep him around to age, Jonathan Kent. It's like,
yeah.
So now it's crazy how him and Damian were like the same age and everything. Now he's older, and Damian is still.
They're gonna replace Clark with Jonathan Kent as Superman, probably, or some kind of horse hockey like that. I wouldn't be surprised, buddy. Nothing they do surprises me. Of course, they're going out of business, but
Well, see, the issue is Jonathan Kent is Superboy, but then you still got Connor Kent as Superboy.
You have no idea how much that stings me. I'm a Superboy fan from way back. I mean, the real one, when it was Superboy.
Right.
It was Clark Kent who was a Superboy in the Silver Age when he grew up to be Superman, and when he ran around with the Legion.
Right. I remember, dude, those auctions. I saw those books
Superboy
being auctioned off. Oh man, I couldn't tell you all the Legion books I saw, man, and the Legion is the Superboy and the Legion of Superhero.
I love it so much. I love Crypto. I love
Crypto.
It was funny that at that the Kents were de-aged a little bit during that time when he was teenage Superboy, and he was going. I mean, it's just. I mean, I'm sorry, when you're a kid back then, it's different, and you get to read. Not only is he Superboy as a kid, he flies to the 1,000 years into the future to hang out with a bunch of other young superheroes. It was just. I mean, I loved it, dude.
Man, yeah, it was. It's.
Here's a look. RR, you are a special man. I appreciate that, man. I'm honored that you would say this. So 24 should hear it too. I think he says, Clobberin Times. No, thank you. He says, thank you. I really appreciate listening to two people who have such a love and passion and knowledgeable of knowledge of characters I fear are going to disappear from the pages of comics. You're right. They
Yeah.
really are. Thank you for that. Not only are they going to disappear from comics, comics are going to disappear, at least in terms of big companies. The crowdfunders are where it's at right now.
Right.
But
Yeah. Thank you, RR. Thank
are
you.
good people there. Good, a great new friend. I make so many great since I've moved from BTR just here. I haven't got a lot of subs yet. I haven't got a lot of views or any of that kind of stuff yet. But I've made some fantastic new friends. I want to say here, just starting out on YouTube. It is amazing because I've loved the Phantom Menace for a long time. I love Garrett Nerdrotic.
Me too.
Doomcock has been a great friend of mine. I love Doomcock. He's amazing, and I love EPS. Go ahead.
And that's the thing. I've been watching them for about a good 3 years now, and
Man, it's amazing, dude.
yep, I was there in all the live chats, and that's the thing. I already knew about you, and dude, I already knew you was a cool guy, and just to see you, yeah, and that's why when I seen you jump in the chat, I was like, hey, let me reach out to him, and
Appreciate
here
that.
we are.
Well, I appreciate that. Like I say, when I'm always at work, so if I show up late, it's because I'm getting back from work, like a 16-hour day or whatever. And it was
Right.
so I always, man, when Loki, who's there, Loki, a good buddy, and I've heard him a lot too. He's awesome. And the fact
He's
you guys are just talking to my favorite thing. You're talking Superman and you're talking Batman. I'm like, dude, I love them all. So, again, I'm one of those weirdos that loves both Marvel and DC. Some people have a preference to one or the other, but some of us. Because, see, my gateway drug, the superheroes, dude, was not a comic. But a toddler doesn't know a comic book. I know TV.
Cartoon.
It was Adam
Cartoon,
West.
yeah.
It was the Fantastic Four cartoon,
Right.
the Filmation Superman cartoon,
Right.
Spider-Man cartoon, Super Friends. And then you're old enough to buy comics.
It's funny that you mentioned the Filmations. I have the 66 Filmation Superman series. I have that. I had just gotten it.
Nice.
I have the Atom cartoon, along with Hawkman's,
Yes.
along with the Teen Titans.
Green Lantern. Yeah.
Yeah, and Green Lantern. Yeah, they have like it's like a 2-volume deal.
Yeah.
And I have the whole thing. I had just gotten it like maybe about a month or two ago, and I mean it was like they were selling it for like $4 each. So basically for like about $12-13 with shipping and handling. Dude, and I haven't seen those since I was a kid, like 6-7 years old, and I seen those, and I was like, oh, and I also got the Aquaman.
Yes.
You know what's awesome is the intros were done by the dude from Caddyshack, Ted Knight.
Ted Knight also did the voice of the Joker on the Batman Filmation cartoons. And
he did. I would have to check that out because I have that upstairs. It's when they have Batmite and Batgirl.
Super Friends too. I mean, when I think I never can get it out of my head, was later at the Hall of Justice, Superman and Batman were mounting Robin. Oh, sorry, I got that wrong. Can we do that again? Oh, sorry. But yes, that voice later at the Hall of Justice.
Man, that's some good shit, and it's crazy because I had just finished watching Caddyshack, and then when I heard his voice, I was like, why does it sound so familiar? And I looked it up. It's fucking Ted Knight, man. I was like, what?
Filmation Superman cartoons, Bud Collyer is freaky. Does the voice. If you ever watch the old Fleischer Superman cartoons from the 40s, you got those old ones from the early 40s, the full animation.
Yeah, it's the one where the S was, where the inside was still black. Yeah.
They're brilliant. And Collier did the voice on those and the Superman radio show. And you have, all kind of big voices.
Right.
Those things like that. Man, I love Filmation. And I got to tell you something, man. If you're an old geek, I don't know about you, but when you get older, you kind of regress. I don't know what it is, but I need cartoons now more than ever. And I love superheroes. I mean, it's not mature, I know it, but I love them. And there's nothing like a good superhero cartoon. There aren't too many good ones now, but just recently we've had a couple of good ones. Marvel and DC.
Actually, I find myself going back. That's the reason why I got,
yes,
shit like this.
I love it.
And I find myself going back. Right now, I'm looking for the secret of ISIS.
Oh, Mighty Isis. Oh, God, I love Joanna Cameron was wonderful.
Yeah, Almighty ISIS. Yeah. Oh, that shit is come on, man.
Ooh, God.
Oh man, hey, that's and you know,
they need to put that out on DVD, a Blu-ray.
yeah, actually they do, and my
Oh,
copy's
yeah?
supposed to be coming in
Oh,
pretty
good.
soon.
Yeah, I love her. Man, I was at DragonCon one year. A really hot lady was cosplaying ISIS, and I walked up to her. She was couldn't believe someone knew who she was. I said, "Wait a minute, doesn't everybody know who ISIS is?" She says,
Oh
"Nobody."
yeah.
Good God, man, she. Whew, good
Well,
Lord.
shit. After this Black Adam movie, they're gonna know who she is.
Yeah, she'll be in that, right? Yeah,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
yeah. I even bought the comic based on the movie. You know, there was a comic based on the movie. I mean,
Oh
the
yeah.
TV.
No. There was actually a series of comics. Matter of
Oh, yeah,
fact,
yeah. There
that's
was an ISIS series. Yeah.
right. And actually, those were pretty pricey. I'm gonna try to see if I
Yeah.
can find some. But
There's
I saw them. I was like, oh shit, the
there's
comic book, and I was like,
there's a
yeah,
trailer.
I gotta get it.
Just like that Shazam book that was out at that point, that reprints the regular comic that was out at that
Right.
point.
Where it's like yeah,
Yeah.
it's like one of those covers is where you have Shazam and he's holding a real life baby.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that was basically the series that was going on at DC when that
Right.
show was on. But you know, what's
Right.
funny about that is before DC, you know, when DC screwed over Fawcett, they were called National, and they screwed over Fawcett
Right.
and made them go out of business, so they couldn't make Captain Marvel comics. They couldn't make any that Shazam Captain Marvel couldn't be seen for 20 solid years. So before that, they wanted to do something to have Superman fight Captain Marvel, but they couldn't. So they made a character called Captain Thunder, and they did an issue of it was a Superman comic right before 72, where he fought a guy called Captain Thunder. Then later, when they got Shazam, when DC owned him, because they owned him, but they couldn't use him for 20 years, they went ahead they did a Justice League issue that has Superman fighting, you know, Captain Marvel, and then they
Right.
did the show, and they cashed in on Captain Marvel, the bastards. But there was a time when Captain Marvel comics in the 40s outsold Superman.
Of course. You know, it's funny. A lot of I tell the story. You know, every now and then. A lot of people don't know that Elvis.
Yeah.
He loved Captain Marvel so much that
Yeah.
he told the lady that made his clothes, hey, could you make me a suit that's similar to this?
Captain
And boom, that's why he had the half cape to the side and shit like that.
Yeah, he loved Captain Marvel Jr. in particular, and the artist, one of the greatest comic artists ever, Mac Rayboy. If you go look him up and look at his,
I already know the story.
Yeah, it's beautiful art. I mean, he was a brilliant artist, and yeah,
it's funny because when they did Kingdom Come, they had Captain Marvel Jr. He was older and he looked like Elvis. He had the chops and he looked like Elvis before he passed away.
And if you look in the sketches from that weren't in the comic, they called him King Marvel as a joke, kind of.
Oh, I have to go back and check because I have Kingdom Come. Matter of fact,
if you have the big
you know
special,
what this is?
yeah, dude, I listened to that thing.
This thing is awesome.
Voices are so silly on that thing, though, dude. I love it. It's so hilarious. It's kind of funny though because they sound crazy.
Yeah, because what it is you're running around with the Spectre.
Yeah, it's funny as shit, man. But
Actually, it reminds me of
when it first came out, I listened to it forever, over and over again.
Dude, I that thing reminds me of Scrooge. You know the story of Ebenezer Scrooge, where the three ghosts, they take his ass and take him to different places so he can see different events and shit like that. That's exactly what it reminded me of.
Yeah, oh yeah, I love it, man. Kingdom Come was great. I actually thought Justice was even better. If you get a chance to get those, I forgot how good that friggin' story was, and it was written by Jim Kruger, but I think Ross did a lot of it. What a great story! That's why we did a big breakdown of it a couple of weeks ago. And that's one, if you get a chance to get the issues. I have all the issues, but then I'm gonna get a trade of it. I read them online. I mean, I read them on my TV, and just blowing that up, that Alex Ross Braithwaite art on that big screen like that, dude, man. Blowing up comic book panels on the big screen is fun. I know it's heresy to like digital, but I still want the regular copies. But I like just doing that, man. It's fun.
So you're a fan of Alex Ross?
As a person, I think he's an asshead and stunts and said some crap, but I love his work. I mean, I love Marvels and I love Kingdom Come.
Man, look, I got this one thing here. He did a lithograph and he autographed it of, remember G-Force Battle of the Planets?
I've seen his, yeah, that.
Yeah, and I have it autographed by him.
Oh wow! If you watch his Instagram and his Twitter, he puts that stuff up all the time.
Yeah, matter of fact, you can actually go you can go to his website and buy some of his art personally autographed.
I love his work, dude. I love Marvels. When I met Ross right after Marvels, but that was before he did anything else. But that was man, I love Marvels. I love Kingdom Come, and I love Justice. Nice. Wow. Yeah, he did a lot of Justice League as well.
Dude, if you see the way Earth 2 Superman is right there.
Yeah, that's Kingdom Come Superman.
Yeah, that's not this Earth 2 Superman.
No, he's got the black Kingdom Come insignia though.
But this was from when he came back for Infinite Crisis.
Yeah, but why's he got the black Kingdom Come insignia then?
Well, actually Superman, he actually, when he first came out, his thing was black with the red S.
It was. God, I don't know if I've seen that cover before. That's great though. Was it just
beautiful?
Just Society issue?
Yeah, it's a Just Society issue. Yep.
Oh man, that was a good series actually, right there.
Oh, it was, man. And then we look at Jay Garrick, I was like, oh.
I love Jay Garrick, man. I love me some Jay.
Garrick, yeah, he's fucking awesome, man.
He's
and then it's crazy because you can look at Power Girl, look at him, it's like they're all amazed that he's back.
Yeah.
That's their Superman. I mean,
dude, don't you remember they did that? Was that one with Hyper Time where they brought back the Kingdom Come Superman did appear in Justice Society?
No, well, what happened was.
But I don't know if I read that one there.
No, this is the Earth 2 Superman. What happened was during Infinite Crisis, he came back, and they were trying to verify who he was, and they started and they all they started remembering him. Like, oh yeah, they started remembering Earth 2.
The James Robinson, or is it John's issue?
This is Jeff Johns.
He did a pretty good job on that book. Of course he created Stargirl. He loves her.
Oh, I mean, that's his sister, man. So I mean,
yeah.
It's crazy because I got Stargirl, I got Stars and Stripes #1 right here next to me, man.
Yeah, that's nice. We were talking earlier. Do you have that Justice Society comic from the early '90s? We were talking about by Mike Parabeck, the one with Lynn Straczynski wrote. There was 10 issues.
Yeah, matter of fact, I can pull it in here. If you give me a minute. I mean, yeah, I got the whole collection.
That's cool. No, I was just asking if you'd read it, because
I read it.
That there, man, and rest his soul, Mike Parabeck was a good artist. I like his style.
Because he passed away after that.
Yes, he did. And that book, man, I tell you, and that story, what I loved about it was it took place. They kind of ignored some stuff that went before. It took place in the modern day, and they were all older, but they were still heroes. And they were, Alan Scott beats the shit out of Guy Gardner in an episode. And it was fantastic.
Well, do you know how they came back?
Probably do, but can't remember it now. My memory.
There was a storyline. You remember? All right, this is one thing I have in my collection.
The special
From Crisis on Infinite Earths. I have all the major
crossovers
battles. I mean, that went through 1 million, 0 hour, Crisis on Infinite Earths, Infinity Crisis, Invasion, War of the Gods. I mean. Dude, I got it. So what happened was in Armageddon 2001, there was a series called Armageddon 2001.
I remember.
Every comic book on the DC roster was involved. And this is where Hank Hawk from Hawk and Dove became a villain.
He became what was that guy's? He became crap.
I have his face. He has like a blue and gray.
I remember that
suit.
Oh, forget what the dude's name was. I remember
Damn.
a lot of people bitching about that he turned out to be Hawk.
Right. His name is Hank something. Yeah, he ended up being Hawk. And the thing is because Dove died, he, extant. No, it was no, that's not extant. It was
Might have been Extant.
no. Extant was the villain for Zero Hour. This guy was called Monarch, if I'm not mistaken.
He was Monarch, wasn't he? Yeah, oh, you're right. He was Monarch.
Monarch.
Okay. There you go. A buddy, my buddy who was on with it last week during Astro City, named Carlos. He could tell you everything that happened on every panel of every comic book you read. If it could be a comic from 1962, 82, because he wasn't born in, and he could tell you everything in it. So my memory.
Yes. So what happened was, during the whole during that whole storyline, they were fighting, going through different realities, like going through Vietnam War, World War II. So you had like different, you had like Hawkman teaming up with Sergeant Rock.
Yeah.
And so all these different battles were taking place all at one time. And then what happened was, a group of heroes ended up in Ragnarok. And they were like, oh shit, this is where the Just Society's been the whole time? Ever since they disappeared in the last days of the Just Society.
Yeah.
So basically they've been gone for since 85, 86. And then that book that we're talking about was around 94.
Yeah.
So that's when the Just Society been gone for 8 or 9 years in real time. And boom, that's when they brought him back. And that first issue, if you remember the cover, it was Welcome Home, JSA, and all this other shit, because they had just got pulled out of Ragnarok.
God, it was such a good comic, man. I love it. I might go back and reread those again soon.
Yeah, that's why I got 2 copies, man. That book, that thing is awesome. This is, yep.
Well, dude, man, I tell you what, I could do this all damn day and all night. I'm enjoying this, man. I'm gonna have to cut it off now, though, because we've been on a while there. It's about to cut me off anyway, and gotta go handle the crap. But dude, you've got to promise we can do this again sometime. I hope, man. If you wanna hang Saturday, let me know.
Hey, you know what? We'll work it, man. I mean, this was an honor and a pleasure. So I enjoyed being here just as much as you. So
thank you.
We're gonna have to do this again.
Anytime, like I say, Saturday night I'll be winging it. I'll probably I had nothing planned, so I just decided just to talk about all those characters, count them down. But if you want to do that with me and talk about them or whatever, but if not, we could just talk comics in general. But
I mean, we can do it all. I mean, that's that's what it is. Yeah.
Well, I'll be in touch with you. I got it scheduled for 8 Saturday night. So, and I don't do much on Saturday nights. So,
okay.
I want to say thank you for all of our good friends. Anyone, by the way, who listens to this later on a download, thank you for that. But also, I want to thank the wonderful Stephanie JANICZEK, who was with me on at the beginning of the show, talking about Star Wars. She's got all kind of great Star Wars scoop.
Yeah, she was awesome. She was awesome.
She's amazing. I love her. She's great. I had her on a couple years ago when I was on Blog Talk Radio, and I should have had her sooner than that. But I love her. She's fantastic, and I'm going to have her on again soon. And I want to thank, of course, Jobber, as always, been with me for years and years, buddy. I'm glad you popped in. Loki for popping in. Loki, man, I'm so glad. I'm honored that you stopped by. I love your show, and whenever you're on and I'm able to see it, brother, I'm there. So I'll be looking for you guys again next time you're talking stuff. Almighty Sports Show, another old friend from the BTR days. Thanks, buddy. Another fantastic new friend of mine, RR. You are gold, my friend, and I very much appreciate you being here. Latino Slant, my good buddy Paulie. I don't know if you're still here, bro, but if you are, fantastic of you to be here. If not, we all subbed. And if you're doing a show tomorrow night, if I'm able to get home in time, I will check it out. I'll join you. I'll not join you, but I'll obviously wouldn't bother you that way, but I'll be in the chat. If I missed anyone, I'm sorry. But, I love you all. And I want to thank my fantastic new friend, 24/7, who knows his stuff, buddy. That's been an honor. So much so, I'll let you see my ugly face for a second, so you won't think I'm being standoffish. But I'm old. Yo.
No, you good. Nah, actually, I saw some of your pictures. I saw some of your pictures in the background, so I already knew what you looked like. You're good.
On the bridge of the Farragut there, yeah. It was me on a Farragut Fest on the bridge of the Starship Farragut, from back in 2013. I
Oh
got
shit.
the bridge. There was those Star Trek fan films they make. I don't know if you're familiar
Right.
with them. Star Trek Continues and stuff.
Oh man, I'm subscribed. I was watching the episode the other day. Matter of fact, this dude passed away that played Sulu.
Yeah, that's right. He did. Yeah, and that's true. I forgot about that. He did. Sad. Well, the people who make those, I was on that set back in 2013.
Oh,
As someone who loves Star Trek like I do, walking on that goddamn set, man, all day. We were there all day on a Saturday. I drove 10 hours. Was worth every penny of it, man. It was worth every bit of it.
you know what? You're gonna have to tell me all about it, man. That sounds awesome.
You got to see my pictures from it, man. I took pictures of everything, man. I was going nuts. I'm like, oh my God, I'm in 1966. I'm on the set of Star Trek. This was for Star Trek Farragut, but Star Trek Continues uses it too. And so they used it together and stuff a lot. So yeah.
Man.
It's sets. I think the set's still there. And now up in New York, Tychon DeRoga, that guy, I forget his name now. That Star Trek, the other Star Trek fan film. You can go there and see. They got a tour. You go and they got a bridge and all that stuff. So.
Wow. Matter of fact, I think I heard Shatner showed up over there.
You're right. You're right. That's
and then he walked in and was like, man, he told them this was exactly like how it was in '66. So. I mean, you got to see or meet Vic Mignogna?
He was there. I got to meet him a little bit, and a bunch of the other people were there. And what freaked me out, dude, was I walk up to the Jeffries tube, and again, you got to be a Trek weirdo to know what that is, and there's this really pretty girl standing by, and I talked to her for a second, and she tells me she's there because she just recently became a Trek fan because her uncle, check this out, was Matt Jeffries, the guy who designed the friggin' the Enterprise.
Right. Oh,
Trek. And she was his niece, didn't know anything about it till not too long before that. When people told her all about it, she started watching, became a fan. She's like, oh my God, I'm in a Jeffries tube talking to the niece of the guy who designed the Enterprise. Holy shit. That was bad. That was Farragut Fest, they called it. Starship Farragut's okay too, but Starship Continues has done some great stuff. So Vic's a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with Continues is I wish they would have done more episodes, man.
Yeah, I wish they would. The only thing I didn't like is that when they did that last one, he's in that. I like that he has the motion picture Admiral uniform, but they got the stupid Discovery behind him. I'm like, don't kiss ass. Get rid of that shit.
Right.
Can't have everything, man. Brother,
Yeah,
appreciate it. It is fantastic to meet you. Thank you, everyone. We'll do it again, my friend.
Yeah, we will. Thank you.
Later, buddy. Later, everyone.
Take care. And everybody in the chat, y'all take care also. Y'all be safe. Have a good evening.
Yes, indeed. Everyone else, great night. Later.
Peace.